morning. I'm Eric Reeser. The 50th Memorial Tournament's underway at Muirfield Village in Dublin. About 16 golfers have begun their first round. Daniel Berger and JT Poston share the lead at 1 under. Berger is through 4 on the day. In about 10 minutes, Hideki Matsuyama and Andrew Novak tee off. Just before 10:30, Rory McIlroy and Justin Thomas will hit the course. World number 1 Scotty Scheffler looks for the rare three-peat. He's paired with PGA champ Aaron Rai. That pair will tee off around 1:35 in the afternoon. In the NBA last night, Jalen Brunson scored 13 of his 30 in the fourth quarter as the Knicks came from behind again in Game 1, this time beating the Spurs 105-95 in the NBA Finals opener in San Antonio. Spurs will host Game 2 on Friday. In baseball last night, the Guardians beat the Yankees 5-4. Cleveland takes 2, the second of a 3-game set to look to break out the Brooms in the Bronx today at 1:35. In Cincinnati, the Reds dropped the finale of a 3-game set to the Royals. Isaiah's going to have a Memorial Tournament leaderboard update in 30 minutes. We'll have live coverage all weekend long on The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
Your morning just got more interesting. Distilled and barrel-picked for your listening pleasure. Bo Bishop, a local sports media legend. What William T. Sherman was to the Union Army, he is to Northern College football. A husband, a father, and middling youth sports coach. He's friends with Central Ohio sporting royalty.
Talking to Ohio State Athletic Director Ross Bjorken. Coach Day walking on with us right now. Good to see you, buddy. Good buddy, Austin Ward. My good buddy, Tim May, the Tim May Show. The great Doug Lavery's joining us.
Hi, everybody. Dom Tiberi here.
Oh, Reese came in and he handed me papers.
Yeah,
and then
rundown.
And then he said, "You see that button? That's the only button you need to worry about. Don't touch. There's 8,000 buttons in front of me." Oh, I didn't know what he was talking about.
The one that says on.
We blew the budget on this imaging, and only 2 guys answered our ad on Craigslist. Ryan Baker and Eric Reeser. Act accordingly. You're now listening to Bishop and Friends.
Bishop and Friends is sponsored by Diamond Seller, your true jeweler for over 75 years.
All right, let's do it live. It is a tradition in Central Ohio, unlike any other. It is the unofficial start of summer here in the capital city of our fine state, and we do so in a way that we've done now for 51 years, the 50th playing of the Memorial Tournament. It's a landmark event. It is an event that helped put this town on the map. It is an event that, quite honestly, had as much to do with the building and the growth of Dublin, Ohio, which has become one of the most desirable suburbs in all of these fine United States. It did all of those things. There are so many things that come rushing back when you walk through the gates. The familiarity of the folks who greet you when you walk in, who have been the exact same people who have greeted me now for 20 years walking into this place. Go to pick up a credential in the media center. The exact same folks that I've spoken to and said hi to for 20 years. So many things flood back. Tigers chip in 2012 on 16 comes rushing back. Who can forget his shot? I wasn't here on the par 4 14th where he looked like the tournament was slipping away, and then he makes the most ridiculous chip in of all time. You think about every time you walking around out here and the Golden Bear goes zooming by on one of those carts, and you go, my God, there he goes, immortality, the greatest player of all time. All of those factors. You think about a field this year that includes Scotty Scheffler going for his 3rd straight Memorial Tournament championship. Only Tiger Woods has done that. Rory McIlroy is back here. It's one of the greatest fields in all of golf. They are all here, and we benefit from all of us. This one was particularly special for me in that not only is it my 20th time that I've covered this tournament, but it's the first time that I brought the boys. So they've been around here, but they've never been to the tournament, and the schedule's never worked out for me to bring them. And to drive in with them, walk into the pro shop, do an absurd amount of damage, unfortunately, for my pocketbook, and then to show them the first tee, the 10th tee, to see the look on their face as Jordan Spieth is walking down 1 as we drive in. All of those things are things that we can all be thankful for Jack Nicklaus for, that we can all be thankful for people like Dan Sullivan, so many folks, Tommy Sprouse, all these folks, all the volunteers. You see them everywhere. This is something that I am so proud to have been even tangentially associated with over these 20 years. It is something I'm so proud to cover as someone who has spent a great deal of his life in this town. It is something that is an absolute feather in our cap and one of the crown jewels that we do. Reese, you grew up here. I know you've been coming out here with me now for several years, and before that, I know as a kid you came out here. There is something about it that is... It's just a seminal moment of a Central Ohio and the first time you come here, and then it becomes part of the tradition of your life around here. And it's something that I never take lightly. I know you don't either.
Yeah, there's something about it, and there's nothing like it. I mean, this,
Yeah.
outside of Ohio State football, is the event. And I'm interested to see what happens with your kids who are not interning for the show today. They have run off. At any point in the next 3 hours, if someone comes and asks us, are these yours? And you are pulled away. Because when I was a kid, that's when you came up here, there were rules.
Yeah.
But you were a kid.
Yeah.
And even as an adult, there are rules.
Yeah.
But you still, for this, feels like recess.
Yeah.
And so we're fortunate enough to be doing what we do out here. We're outside the Champions Pavilion. So if you do come out over the next 4 days, you're going to hear someone's voice. So come up, say hi. We appreciate everybody in the YouTube chat. I told T-Bone and Tyvis this. We are here to celebrate Central Ohio, to celebrate Columbus. You always see Jack Nicklaus driving by, and as a proud Upper Arlingtonian, he drives by with a parade. Like,
Yes,
there's
he
a
does.
procession
Yeah,
that
that's
follows
fair.
the Golden Bear. And so to celebrate all of that and what he means to the game of golf, that casuals, that diehards, that people who just love being outside and spending time with community, this has all of that in only a way Ohio State football can match.
I think that's fair. And I think when you talk to the folks who have lived here their whole lives, or the majority of their lives, or the folks who can remember what Columbus was like in the 70s or the 80s, or certainly remember what Dublin was like. I mean, we moved here. I moved here in 2007 was the first time that I covered this event. And so this is the 20th. And I remember what Dublin was like then compared to what it is like now. Now imagine going back 20 more years, go back to 87, 86, and think about what Dublin was like then, let alone 76. You think about what has happened here in this community, and this is the linchpin of it. He built it, and they came. And it's kind of that simple. And the other thing that I think that this was important for, when I talk to folks that have been around here and been native Central Ohioans or spent most of their life here, Ohio State football is something that Central Ohio shares with the state. We share it with the state. We share it with the Buckeye Nation. There are alumni bases everywhere. The Memorial Tournament was the first thing that was significantly ours, the collective ours. Like, this was, Jack Nicklaus grew up in Columbus. Jack Nicklaus is bringing a PGA event to Columbus. He's going to build this thing, and this is all part of the grand plan. I don't know if he ever foresaw what this has turned into. Who knows?
I don't think anybody could.
How
but
could you,
He had the
Reese?
vision to at least
He did.
put it down and build it up.
It was something that was uniquely ours. You have to share the Buckeyes. And then, by the way, lots of things have followed that. The Columbus Crew wanted to be something that was uniquely Columbus's. Certainly the Blue Jackets. There was a lot of push that they were trying to be the Ohio Blue Jackets. A lot of people thought they should be the Ohio Blue Jackets. And Mr. Mack was like, no, they are the Columbus Blue Jackets. But this came first. And this came 50 years ago. This is the 51st playing of this event. And that's a significant part of it. It really is. Because I think when you think of the astonishing growth in this city over the last even decade, let alone the last 50 years, this is a massive part of it.
Just to think what's being celebrated going into the weekend, and then what could be celebrated on Sunday. So history made all over the place, with the 51st playing, celebrating 50 years. Scotty Scheffler going for something that only one other golfer's done all time. And a wonderful weekend to do it weather-wise. So I know that's asking
things.
a lot, but we're
Looks
fortunate.
great, though, right?
Yeah, I saw a weather impact forecast for Saturday afternoon. They're going to throw Thitoff and I out of the course well before it even starts to rain, so we've got nothing to worry about for
They're
the
letting him in
Saturday
here?
spectacular. So far, so good. He's gotten the credential. He's gotten the information that he needs to present it. And I wonder, because your face is your credential.
Well,
His face shows up and they go, oh, wait, no, we aired there.
Sorry.
Absolutely aired there, Mr. Thitoff. No, you've got to get out of here. But with the weather holding up the way that it has and the way that it is expected to over the next couple of days, this is something that I would recommend anybody, if they're thinking about it, come out.
Yeah.
Come out for a day. Come out and see it. If not for this year, for next year, for the Memorial Pro-Am, because you talk about this being Central Ohio's event, but everybody from all over the country, from all corners of golf, want to be here for this weekend to celebrate Jack and to celebrate this beautiful course.
Yeah, it's it is the passing of a year. There are certain benchmarks that we have. We always say on this program, the spring games, like the unofficial start of spring in Central Ohio. This is the unofficial start of summer in Central Ohio. Buckeye football, wherever that hits, will be the unofficial start of fall in Central Ohio. There are these benchmark things that we have, and this is one of them, and it's special.
Have you put really eyeballs special on Dom Tiberi yet? Because he's been to all of them.
So Dom's been to 46.
Okay.
I've been to not even half of the ones that he's been to. What I would tell you is that if I know my buddy at all, and I think I know him pretty decent, you will see that gentleman coming from over there in about 49 minutes.
All right. If
I had to bet, I would say right around 10 o'clock, you will see him ambling up here. Then he'll say, you'll give one of these. Hey, you need me? You need me? I'd love to have you if you'd like to. Would be great. And then he will tell you that he has something he has to MC for Jack sometime within the next 90 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
That's something that he has to MC for Jack. So that's my guess on how that goes. And it's beautiful. I mean, he and I was telling this to the boys as we were pulling in. They said, NBC said, "Well, Dad, were you ever here for the weekends?" And I said, "Was I here for the weekends?" The great Dan Sullivan. I just mentioned you, buddy. Good seeing you, man. Good to see you. Good to see you. How many for you? 37. 20 for me. On the 50th. Yeah. Good to see you. We got. Well, you're looking better. My kids are here roaming. So if they he's here and Beamsy. If they end up in Dublin jail, we'll know why. They get a holding tank.
Oh, that I didn't know.
I didn't know that. We'll talk to Dan either today or tomorrow and visit with him about this. But, that's one of the things that's good. So anyway, they say, "Hey, well, Dad, do you ever cover the weekends?" And I said, "Buddy, I used to be here from Monday at 10 a.m. to midnight.
You lived
every
here.
day until Sunday, 10 a.m. to midnight." That was the schedule when it was on Channel 10. I think still is. It is. So it was on Channel 10, and we did specials every night. Half-hour specials every night. We did hour specials on Saturday and Sunday leading into the third round and the final round, and then wall-to-wall sports every night. And we did that for a week. It was grueling. It was not the pure joy that it is now. There was a lot of work.
A little less on the plate.
This is pretty fun. I mean, come out here, hang around for a little bit in the afternoon, and have yourself a good time. That was some grueling work that we did, but I don't regret any of it. It's really incredible stuff, and we'll have a lot of fun. A lot of good folks coming on. Mr. Feinbaum going to join us at 10:30, coming hot off the heels of the Big Ten and the SEC agreeing on something and that the Congress isn't right. We will have some time for your emails. The other thing that hit me, and I think this will be a tease that Fish should be happy of, I watched Dazed and Confused with NBC 2 nights ago. Dazed and Confused is set in 1976. The first playing of this tournament is 1976. At 11 o'clock, what is the biggest thing that NBC had an issue with in Dazed and Confused, and how different the world is now than then? We are off and running. It is day one of the Memorial Tournament. Bishop and Friends, right here on The Fan.
If you consider yourself a Buckeye fan, you've come to the right place. This is your heritage sports talker and home of Ohio State Athletics, The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Performance matters in intimate moments. Don't let ED ruin them. This is Jeff for Tri-State Men's Health, and I want to assure you that if you're like the vast majority of guys, you don't have to suffer with ED anymore. In fact, you might be pleasantly surprised at how the right treatments could positively impact your love life. At Tri-State Men's Health, our advanced medical therapies go far beyond pills. We have treatments that are effective in well over 90% of cases, and we offer specific and combinative treatments that can dramatically enhance both your performance and your stamina. You could even last up to an hour or more and bring a far greater level of intimacy to both you and the one you love, perhaps performing like you haven't in years. So call us today and find out why our advanced treatment strategies offer so much more. Your first visit is just $99 and gets you blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 800-900-9654 or go to tristatemenshealth.com. Tri-State Men's Health, advanced medical science to improve men's lives.
Ready to move? Open an Ohio Homebuyer Plus account at CME Federal Credit Union and earn 6.5% APY for up to 5 years. Ready to buy? Lock in a 5/1 ARM mortgage at just 5% APR. Learn more at cmefcu.org.
No way. Gas prices shot up again.
I know, but I got us covered.
So generous. What's your deal?
What's my deal? I went to Metro and saved. Got 4 lines for just $25 each and 4 free new Samsung Galaxy A17 5G phones, and all on the T-Mobile network.
How about we go to Metro today?
Get that more for your money feeling. Visit your Metro by T-Mobile store. Just bring your numbers. Net available if you've been with Metro or T-Mobile in the past 180 days.
I'm Leslie from Pella Columbus.
And I'm Wilson from that other window place. And are you tired of windows so drafty that your curtains blow in the wind even after you shut your windows?
Sounds like a problem, Wilson.
It's why at the other window place, we now offer curtain tie-downs.
Wouldn't just great non-drafty windows be the answer?
And tank the entire curtain tie-down market?
Get the windows that homeowners rated the leading window brand in Columbus at PellaColumbus.com.
In the military, the mission was clear. You knew what to do. Now, the mission has changed. Stepping into civilian life isn't about finding a job. It's finding your purpose.
I wanted a career that would leverage the skills and discipline I gained in the military. IT just felt right.
My Computer Career offers class schedules that fit into your life and skills in high demand. Put your VA benefits to work. Visit mycomputercareer.edu/CWP to jumpstart your IT career today. An elite CompTIA certification partner. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
We got a higher home appraisal after we put away our African art and family photos.
Has this happened to you because of race or national origin? Contact HUD at hud.gov/fair housing. A message from HUD and the National Fair Housing Alliance.
Now is a great time to schedule a back-to-school dental appointment. Dr. Kyle Bogan, president of the Ohio Dental Association, is here to tell us more.
Your child's teeth and gums need the right food, nutrition, and vitamins to grow strong and stay healthy. Help them maintain good oral health by brushing every morning and night, flossing, visiting the dentist twice a year, and developing good eating habits. As kids head back to school, it's important to know that foods and drinks high in sugar, acidity, and other cavity-promoting substances are often low in nutritional value and have the potential to create plaque capable of damaging tooth enamel. A back-to-school dental appointment can diagnose any potential problems and improve your child's oral health. Ohio Dental Association member dentists are located throughout the state, are dedicated to providing the highest quality dental care, are bound by the highest ethical standards, and obtain superior ongoing education and training. Ask if your dentist is a member of the Ohio Dental Association so you know you're being treated by the very best. To find an ODA dentist in your area, visit ODA.org.
We at The Fan have created a show where you can be a homer, a hater, or whatever you want to be. Sunday mornings at 8.
It's the Fan Call-In Show, presented by the Sportsbook at Hollywood Casino Columbus. Must be 21. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-589-9966.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
It's a beautiful afternoon with lots of sunshine and temperatures hitting around 85 degrees today. As we head into tonight, skies stay mostly clear and temperatures fall back into more of a comfortable range in the lower 50s. Friday sees an even warmer day as we get highs in the mid-80s again, but we're going to have a little bit more wind to impact our day. I'm your 10 Weather Impact meteorologist, Lily Aldrich, with 97.1 The Fan.
Miss a little, miss a lot. Catch Bishop and Friends wherever you get your podcasts. It's free.
Sponsored by Atlas Butler Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing.
The Fan. You're listening to Bishop and Friends, live from the Memorial.
Presented by The Waterworks and Header Plumbing, Drain, Heating, and Cooling. And sponsored by Ohio for Responsible Gambling. Visit pausebeforeyouplay.org.
Well, that said it, and great to be out here. Day one, pristine Chamber of Commerce day here in Dublin. Everything you'd ever want. Just a skiff of clouds in the sky. First round already underway out at Jack's Place. We were just so I was on an email chain that had something, the idea of I was going to judge or something with the cocktails that were out here. And with most emails that I get from the station, it's a quick graze, and then I'm on to the next, and I really don't read it that carefully. I just don't, but it's fine. I feel like if something really is important, I'll get a call from Fish, and he'll say, oh, this you actually have to pay attention to, and that's kind of the way that I operate. So I didn't really, but then I saw, well, cocktails, okay, well, that could be fun. So I just was informed that we're going to be doing, I assume for our social channels, a bit of a cocktail tasting of the various cocktails. They have 5 signature cocktails out here. I was unaware of that. I was aware of the transfusion. And
that
now,
feels like the standard.
That's kind of the signature out here. Fish, I was just told by our guys that I'm gonna be drinking the 5 cocktails over the course of the next 3 hours and then attempting to drive home with my children. Did you greenlight this? Are we saying no, he's not? No, he didn't. Okay. We have a disconnect then. There's a disconnect because that's just what I was told, that we'd be doing that. So it's going to be a sip, kids. I mean, I got my children are here, for God's sakes.
And they're not trying any of it.
No, I don't think that they are. I don't think that they will be doing that. So round 1 is underway. How about last night? How about those New York Knickerbockers?
I had planned to just watch the first half.
Yeah.
And I ended up watching the whole damn thing.
My experience was similar. Watched the start. Spurs up 13, and I went, okay, well,
felt pretty good. Like, all right,
I'm good. I'm out. And
See you Friday.
I've been watching a little bit of the in the Comedians in Cars because they're like 20 minutes. So I'm like, I'll watch an episode of this. I watched 20 minutes of one of those. It was the Michael Richards one, which is great. And when I came back to check on it, tied. And then they won. And you go, okay, I guess we have a series now.
Yeah, New York can't keep getting away with this. A comeback win in Game 1 with some magic from Jalen Brunson. 13 of his 30 in the fourth quarter.
He's incredible.
That's exactly what they need to do because it's a gentleman's sweep at the beginning of the week.
Well, you might be right.
I feel less good about that considering, Wembanyama was great early. I didn't think New York would want to run with San Antonio. I thought they'd want to muck it up and play more physical. And early on, it looked to be, hey, sure you want to keep doing this, New York?
Yeah.
But then the threes started to fall, as they did against the Cavaliers. And while this wasn't as extreme as Game 1 of the Eastern Conference Finals, this was a statement for New York in that they can match up just as well as anybody with a Spurs team that we didn't think that would be the case with outside of OKC in the Western Conference.
We are to the point now, though, where the Knicks are concerned that you have to wonder if this is now just who they are. Buddy, this is 12 straight postseason wins for them.
They can't keep getting away with this.
So you're rooting for San Antonio?
Yes, I'm rooting for San Antonio. I was thinking of the Knicks because of what Draymond said, where he basically piggybacked off of what Becky Hammon said with you can't have a short superstar or a short alpha lead your team to an NBA championship. And I said, well, bleep you, Draymond. I think Jalen Brunson can. And Jalen Brunson absolutely can.
Seems like it.
But, yeah, I think I am go Spurs go.
So my inclination was to do that, and then I thought to myself, well, in my life, I've seen the San Antonio Spurs win a lot. They've won 4 titles in the last 25 years? Like, they've won a lot. And they're kind of like the most lucky franchise of the last 30 years in that they timed up the years that they were bad with Wembanyama and Duncan, and they got them both.
Unicorn.
In both. I mean, Duncan's a top 15 player of all time. Wembanyama is on his way to that and an absolute unicorn in the sport. And you say to yourself, well, hold on a second. Like, why am I rooting for these guys? This New York team hasn't won anything since 72. They haven't been on this stage since 99. Like, why am I pulling for San Antonio? And I think it's just the celebrity stuff with the Knicks that we dislike or whatever, but they're all pretty damn loyal fans. Like, Spike Lee's gone to every game my whole life. I mean, going back to the 90s.
Ben Stiller at games forever.
They're not fair weather.
Timothy Chalamet.
Yeah.
He's been there when they've been bad.
I just think for him, like, how many good things can one person have go their way?
Some people get lucky, and then there's that. There's whatever that is.
Holy smokes, what a run. What a run.
Good for him.
God bless. I did watch the Marty Supreme last week.
What'd you think?
Too long.
Yeah.
Too long.
That's where I'm at.
He was
a see how long
force of nature. It's 2+. I mean, I want to say it's like 240 or something.
We got to do 90-minute movies here, people. 90 or less.
Yeah, I need. Think about Commando. 88 minutes. That's what I need.
2.5 hours for this thing.
It's a full day.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot that could have been cut from it, but I mean, he's a total force of nature in that, and absolutely crushes it. But yeah, so the more I watch, I'm like, it wouldn't be the worst thing if the Knicks won this thing. It wouldn't be the worst. I'm not rooting against them to do it. I found myself pulling for the Spurs early and then ended up going to the Knicks a little bit later. So now you have a series, though. I think a lot of us thought it would be Western Conference Final. Whoever wins that will win the championship. Not so fast. New York goes to San Antonio, wins Game 1. That Game 3 at Madison Square Garden, no matter what happens
That's
in
the
Game
thing,
2,
right? Is now you've opened it up to that.
Yeah.
And what you saw last night in New York, I am interested to see, because I haven't seen an update on it. We talked yesterday about how the NYPD said, no, you can have watch parties outside of Madison Square Garden, and to see the scenes. This is one of those things to where NBA fans, I think, are going to watch, but then casuals might gravitate towards what they see on social media. And the scenes outside of Madison Square Garden, I think, will pull people in enough to see what's going to happen. I want to say it's Sunday in Game 3, but Friday in Game 2 in San Antonio's going to be a scene as well. And so this is something, obviously, being on ABC, you can just draw everybody in and kind of have this celebration of, you root for Victor Wembanyama because maybe this can be the start of something special. And I think New York would get more insufferable if they win this.
Oh, dude,
but they've also never had this in a while.
No.
So you go back and forth, right?
It's also the one thing, and I got a lot of buddies who grew up in New York, love the Knicks. The Knicks are the one constant in New York.
Everybody's a Knicks fan.
Everybody.
Yes.
Like, usually it's usually Jets, Mets, Yankees, Giants. That's been my experience with New York fans. It's Giants, Yankees, Mets, Jets. You will see a little bit of Mets, Giants. You'll see a little bit of that every once in a while, but it's usually that way. But the one thing that they all agree on is the Knicks. Like, the Nets have no footprint at all there. Even the hockey is split. I mean, the Islanders have a bunch of fans out on Long Island, and then obviously the Rangers are New York City, but it's split a little bit. And the Devils, there's a great deal of pride in Jersey with the Devils, so they kind of have three that are all split. There's no split where the basketball is concerned. The Knicks are the team, and sometimes it leads to delusional. Like, I remember getting into a heated conversation with my buddy Rob Shaw, who was trying to convince me that Patrick Ewing was a top 5 player of all time. It was like 20 years ago. I remember it. He would wear Ewing jerseys to play basketball. Like, he really was delusional. He thought John Starks was right there with Jordan. I mean, just delusional stuff, and that comes a little bit with that. But we got a series now, so it's going to be exciting to see where this all shakes out. Coming up a little bit later in the program, we'll get into some NFL stuff. Very interesting day that I had yesterday in Berea, just the surreal nature of the 48 hours of Myles Garrett on a wall to 48 hours later gone and Jared Verse walking the halls. All the while, Mo Salah walking the halls. I ran into Mo Salah. You guys soccer guys?
Did you not get him into the studio for an interview, or were you able to walk actually by him?
Egypt is training. Egypt is training at the Browns facility this week. They play a friendly against Brazil in advance of the World Cup on Saturday up at Huntington Bank Field, and so they're training. Like yesterday, the Egypt team is just walking the streets of Cleveland. But I was in the facility, and Mo Salah, I'm walking by, and I'm like, my God, it's Mo Salah. Now, I don't know if anybody in the building
just
knew who
about
he
to
was.
ask you, do you know how many people in the building were like, whoa?
Well, and the other thing
that's an international icon.
The soccer guys, too, they're not the biggest.
No,
they can fly under the radar,
especially in that building where you're used to seeing massive humans.
Yes,
like Jared Verse is a physical presence.
Yes, he is.
That was funny to see him in that number 8, because that was a little small for him.
Well,
I wonder if he went and just Debo'd the jersey from Dylan.
This
is my uniform now.
That was a wild circumstance as well. So we can get into all of that as it goes along. But, of course, we are out here at Jack's Place. It is day 1 of the Memorial Tournament. We will set the stage, kind of a viewer guide for you, or if you're coming out here, a spectator guide for you. When are the big tee times? It's a loaded field. We'll get you set for that coming up next in 2 minutes. Bishop and Friends right here on The Fan.
Care Heating and Cooling. Honest technicians, honest pricing. Call 1-800-COOLING.
Got this. Breathe. You got this. You got this.
In the moments that truly matter, what do? Rise to the occasion. Ohio Health. It's time.
Your plate is full every morning, thanks to the $6 Tim's Trio from Tim Hortons. Freshly brewed coffee, a hearty breakfast sandwich with a freshly cracked egg, and a daily baked donut. All of that for just $6. Yeah, that is a full plate for sure, but it's one less thing on your plate to worry about. So enjoy it to its fullest. The $6 Tim's Trio, only at your neighborhood Tim Hortons. at participating U.S. restaurants.
When it comes to your roofing, siding, or gutter needs, call Newman Roofing, 614-NEW-ROOF, newmanroofing.com.
America wouldn't be America without Ohio. So this year, while we celebrate our nation's 250th year, let's also celebrate Ohio's vital role in our nation's past, its present, and its future. At America250ohio.org, you'll find events from engaging talks on history to Ohio-related movies to memorable drives around the state. There's so much to discover. So what are you waiting for? This celebration begins at America250ohio.org. Sponsored by the Ohio History Connection, aired by the OAB and this station.
Disasters strike, fires, hurricanes, earthquakes. Direct Relief delivers. No politics, no red tape. Direct Relief is a lifeline to people in crisis. So check them out at directrelief.org. And if you can, donate.
Good morning, I'm Isaiah Jacob. This Memorial Tournament leaderboard update is sponsored by the BMI Federal Credit Union. Tee off towards a more personal banking experience at BMI Federal Credit Union. Your CBUT's top picks best credit union for 8 years in a row. Visit BMIFCU.org. The 50th edition of the Memorial Tournament is underway at Muirfield Village. JT Poston making noise early, 3 under through 4. Still to come, Cam Young and Tommy Fleetwood tee off at 10-10. Followed by one of the marquee pairings of the day as Rory McIlroy and Justin Thomas head out at 10:25. Then this afternoon, all eyes turn to world number 1 Scotty Scheffler. The defending champion tees off at 1:35 alongside Aaron Rai as he looks to become just the second player ever joining Tiger Woods to win 3 straight Memorial Tournaments right here in Dublin. Leaderboard updates all weekend long on 97.1 The Fan.
Bishop & Friends is sponsored by Diamond Seller, your true jeweler for almost 80 years. The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
What's up? What's up, man? Sup with you?
Sponsored by Apex Pros. The pros who knows.
Here's what's up on a Thursday. You put on the wrong headset.
Put on the wrong headset.
We'll need to get that ready, obviously.
I got
we'll have luminaries
here. I mean, we got everybody that you need.
Muirfield Village joining us.
Well, we do, yeah. So
we will.
At some point, yeah, we'll get that done.
I didn't even notice you put on the wrong one.
I put on the wrong headset.
He's talking, but there's
so
no
much
audio
going on. 51st playing 50th annual Memorial Tournament is underway out at Jack's Place at Muirfield Village. It is great seeing Rory back here. Scotty Scheffler going for 3 straight Memorial Tournaments would match Tiger Woods as the only guys to be able to do that. It is a Chamber of Commerce day out here. That much is for certain. There are some featured tee times, and they always do it's a lot like a major. I mean, they treat this like a major. Practice facilities like a major. The way they treat the players is like a major. The milkshakes are like a major. Well, they might be better. All of those things, but then also the tee times too. So in terms of kind of some ones to look forward to if you're on your way out here, we're about 50 minutes from Rory McIlroy and Justin Thomas. They go at 10:25, so that will be one that a lot of people have a great deal of attention to. The boys were heading over to watch Rory on the range, so they were kind of headed over there to give an eye on that. My guess is he's on the putting green by now. And then in the afternoon, that's when you will get your Scotty Scheffler tee time. So he is a 135. Aaron Rai, who just won the PGA Championship a couple of weeks ago, he will be in the mix at with Scotty coming up at 125. So if you're planning to come out here, so strategy of how to watch the Memorial Tournament is an interesting part of all of this as well if you're one of the patrons who is coming out here. I was explaining this to the boys. You really have 2 ways you can do this, in my opinion. You can either follow a group for their round, which I think is really fun. You just follow a group. And by the way, like this morning, the galleries aren't crazy yet. Not like they'll be tomorrow, certainly not like they will be this weekend. So if you're at 10:25, you want to follow Rory McIlroy, Justin Thomas for the entire front 9, you could do so relatively easily. My hunch is today. It's not crazy right now. It will be. It's always like this. The Thursday morning is kind of a sweet spot if you really want to watch a lot of great golf. And so you can follow a group. So the way you can do that, you can follow them the whole way. Another thing you can kind of do is kind of follow them to a spot and then stop and watch the next 2 groups play that hole. So that's another way to do it. And then the other thing you can do, and I think this is kind of cool too, is just go to a hole.
That's how I'd like to do it.
And watch a bunch of people come through.
You get a few waves for you. You get a few waves through.
Yeah.
Then you hop to another hole.
Yeah.
You pop around a little bit.
Yeah, and there are a ton of great vistas here. I mean, Jack built this place for tournament golf. I mean, every hole, every green has a stadium feel to it, and you can just plop down and watch them play through. So those are kind of the couple of ways that you can do it. I was absurdly spoiled when I was with Channel 10 and that we had an Inside the Ropes badge, so I could, like, go inside the ropes.
You know who had probably could?
I don't know. I gotta guess.
Well, you got a picture on yours.
I got a couple other numbers. It looks
work,
like maybe I did okay. Well, 20 years. What are you gonna do? You know who had the greatest memorial viewing experience of all time?
I'm gonna guess Dom.
I think you'd be wrong. It's Anthony Rothman. So the COVID year.
Okay.
The COVID year, AR covered this tournament.
When did they play the tournament that year?
Summer, wasn't it? Like July?
Yeah, it was later. But it was still really nice out.
It was summer, and it was later. I can't remember exactly. That'd be an interesting one to look back on. Sometimes that whole 18 months is like a fog, and I can't tell you when things happen. It all kind of runs together. But AR...
Yeah, July 16th.
Okay. AR covered that tournament. He's one of the handful of people who are here covering it. And I said, dude, he goes, what do you think? And I remember talking to him about it. I'm like, buddy, this is like a Make-A-Wish. Like, you're going to just...
You've won the sports lottery.
Yes, you're going to get to, like, have a private viewing of a professional golf tournament. And he did. And he was... So if you saw the coverage, you'd be in the distance, you'd see AR, and he had basically a private golf experience is what he had out here. And it's spectacular. And there's so many things that hit you when you walk out here in terms of the level, and whether it's seeing Rory on the range or when Scotty hits the range, seeing Jack drive by. And he's omnipresent. Jack's everywhere. Haven't seen him yet today.
And he insists on driving his own cart because you're not telling the Golden Bear now. It was like what we talked about
That's
yesterday.
exactly
where
right. That's
he kind
exactly
of lamented how the PGA calendars made it tougher for these signature events to really stand alone. This obviously does, but saying they'll get chastised for pushing back against the PGA. Like, who's telling you anything?
Nobody.
Who's telling you no?
Nobody.
Who's going to be like, sir, you can't say that?
No one was telling Jack no before he cared what people thought. He's long past that now. No, yeah, he's the GOAT. He's the greatest of all time. And I did like, it's cool in the merch tents here. They have some pretty cool 50th anniversary stuff.
Yeah.
If you're interested in that, we picked up some of it this morning. But then they also have kind of leaned in. Like there's one thing that really caught my attention. I'm not sure the athleisure brand that did it, but there is one in there it's got a Memorial Tournament logo, and then it's got miniature goats all over it.
That's pretty sweet.
Which I thought was pretty cool. I'm like, that's a
I'm
win.
surprised you
That's
didn't come out
pretty
with a couple of those.
Well, who's
my
to say
guess
I
is,
didn't? I
right,
just saw wearing
it's
them.
still day one.
Yeah, it's still day one. We got some time. So there's all of that. And then of course there's the other side of it, and the humanitarian side of it, and all of the great things that they do for charity here. They're selling the Golden Bears right out here for the benefits there with Nationwide Children's and all the things that come. So it's an awesome. They're the Bears right there. They're gorgeous. I think they're named Maltby. Maltby, right? Yeah, Maltby.
Confirmed.
So he won the first one.
Okay.
Roger Maltby, who I assume he's still on the call for CBS. Is he not? Is he still on the call? Do you have the pants? Here, let me see. So I was watching. Thanks, bud. I was watching this. I was watching highlights of the first Memorial. So these are so they did it. So I bought one of these for the little guy. So these, I was watching the 76 replay, and Roger Maltby's pants. These are the pants. Like, if you pull it up, his outfits for the 4 days are insane, and his excitement for this is pretty cool as well. So this is awesome. Named in celebration of Memorial Tournament presented by Workday's 50th anniversary and paying homage to the tournament's first winner, Roger Maltby, wearing his replica 76 final round outfit. Come on.
He is returning to the airwaves this time, Bo. So he's coming back for the 50th anniversary. Yep.
Oh, Isaiah's good. So he's going to call it.
He is.
Oh my God, how cool is that? So is he a CBS or he's an NBC guy traditionally?
Was Golf Channel.
And I think he was with NBC when they had the U.S. Open and all of that. So he's working with CBS this weekend as the. That's so cool. That's the thing that you think about. Sometimes we make this mistake when we talk about sports and we think things are so massive. It's actually pretty small. Mm-hmm. I made this point the other day in regard to the Myles Garrett trade with the Browns. Like, the NFL is a pretty small business when you think of it. Like, there aren't that many teams who could have acquired him, right? Same thing with golf. It's a tight-knit group. You feel that. I mean, even you go into the media room, you see the exact same faces. Well, that's true no matter what stop you go to. It's going to be the same volunteers every year at Harbor Town or at Arnie's Place at Bay Hill. You're going to see the same people. In the years when I used to cover Bay Hill and I used to cover TPC, and it would be the same folks that you would see there. It's a small, tight-knit group, and so that is awesome that Roger Maltby's coming back.
Maltby and his pants, and I'm seeing an old Michelob ad where he's got a goofy shirt on, and I wanted to see if you would assign your kids to figure out what Jason Day's wearing.
So he is
apparently yesterday was an outfit choice.
So he is. He went out with Spieth, I think this morning at 8:05. He went out with Spieth at 8:05. So I didn't get a chance to see him go out, but I can tell you that I was at the Browns golf outing at Firestone on Monday, and Andre Schmidt, the kicker, was out there, and he was in those baggy pleated pants,
Malbon pants
that Day wears. And I asked him, I'm like, are those Malb? They got to be, right? They got to be that. And so all that stuff is back. It's all coming back. Pleated pants, baggy pants, wide leg pants. It's all happening, man. So, yeah, very cool. First round underway. Mention those tee times, kind of the featured ones that you're paying attention to. 10:25 is when you'll get Rory and Justin Thomas going on. And then they do something really cool here. So they're kind of bunch up. A lot of the marquee ones will kind of be bunched up so that when you can kind of do what we were saying where you follow a guy for a couple of holes and you wait and watch two more groups play through. So there's some strategy to all of this, and the reality is none of them are wrong.
No, there's no wrong way to take this in.
Yeah, all of those things win. We'll go around the National Football League coming up next. Broadcasting live, round one of the Memorial Tournament, Bishop and Friends, right here on The Fan.
Tweet from a listener. Are you carrying the Buckeye game today? Considering we've never not carried one, yes. The answer is yes. The Fan.
For over 78 years, our family's been part of your love stories. At Diamond Seller, we offer bigger diamonds, better prices, and timeless designs for every chapter of your life. From your first yes to your forever I do, trust the jeweler who knows diamonds best. Visit Diamond Seller today.
At Babs R Us, we believe home improvement is life improvement. As the Midwest's fastest growing 5-star bathroom remodeler, we're more than just transformations. We're a community driven by a mission to bring your dreams to life. Our installation team, part of the Babs R Us community, isn't just skilled. They're dedicated to respecting your home. Each day, they bring craftsmanship and hustle, turning your dream space, no matter the size, into reality. Together, we embrace a culture that values diversity, collaboration, and giving back. From supporting local projects to fostering a workplace where every voice is valued, Babs R Us is more than a company. It's a community of experts. We're also expanding locations to create more possibilities for homeowners across the Midwest. Wherever you are, you'll find us ready to turn your dreams into something you can see, feel, and enjoy every day. Right now, get $1,500 off a shower or tub replacement, or $3,000 off a full bathroom remodel. Plus, low to no monthly payments. Call 380-225-BAB to schedule your free estimate, or go to babsrus.com. Babs R Us, where dreams soak in.
Bo Bishop here. If you've been thinking about an RV, now is the time at RCD RV. Through June 27th, every RV purchase comes with a $500 ODNR gift card for your next Ohio State Park getaway. Visit RCD RV or shop now at rcdrv.com.
Everyone needs to have at least one person in their corner in life. When you don't, it's an extremely lonely and frightening place to be. But knowing you have that one person gives you peace and hope. I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Since 1988, myself and my firm have been in so many corners for so many clients for so many years. We became the largest injury firm in the world for a reason, and it's not even close. We fought like hell for you. We fight the bullies, automobile insurance companies, the makers of unsafe products, medical providers who injured or killed their own patients. It has been such an honor and made my life complete. If you ever need us, it's easy. On your mobile device or computer, visit forthepeople.com, and then we get to work 24/7. Whether you're hurt in a car crash, injured on the job, or have questions about your Social Security, we're here for you. Morgan & Morgan, for the people.
Morgan & Morgan, Ohio office located at 600 Vine Street, Cincinnati. Prior results do not guarantee a similar outcome.
Well, Lorenzo, the pitch looked good.
Yeah, so green.
USA keeper was decent enough.
Didn't have much to do.
99 minutes.
Not a single goal. Well, Bet365 sure came through, though. I bet $10 and got $365 in bonus bets just for signing up.
At least someone scored.
Bet365. Winning is everything. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-MY-RESET. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Ohio. T's and C's apply. In-app only.
High energy bills? Your HVAC system could be the reason. Save up to $2,000 on a new HVAC system with Columbus Worthington Air. Smart homeowners know an old air conditioner can cost you more every month. Don't let it drain your wallet. Upgrade to efficient, reliable comfort with payment options that fit your budget. Backed by our exceptional service guarantee. Columbus Worthington Air and Bryant Heating and Cooling. Whatever it takes. Visit cwaohio.com/radio for details, terms, and conditions. License number 47543.
Veterans and active duty service members. When your call to service ends, your mission doesn't have to. Go from GI to IT in just a few months at My Computer Career. Prepare for a high-demand career in cybersecurity, protecting people, systems, and institutions from real cyber threats. Cyber warriors are needed now. Will you answer the call? Go to mycomputercareer.edu/CWP to learn more. That's mycomputercareer.edu/CWP. An elite CompTIA certification partner. VA education benefits are available to those who qualify.
The Reds are on the Fan's family of stations all season long. If you don't listen, Terry Francona will ride his scooter to your house and yell at you. Your home of the Reds. The Fan, the Fan 2, and the Fan 3.
The Fan Poll is sponsored by JT's Pizza and Pub, home of award-winning pizza and $2 tall boys. All day, every day.
Oh, look, we let Bo out of his cage. You're listening to Bishop and Friends live from the Memorial.
Presented by The Waterworks and Header Plumbing, Drain, Heating, and Cooling. And sponsored by Ohio for Responsible Gambling. Visit pausebeforeyouplay.org.
And broadcasting live out at Jack's Place. Round one is underway. It is Chamber of Commerce weather. And with us, it's funny. So this is full circle because you're in Malbon, Meredith, which we were just talking about.
Meredith
that. Carvalho. She's in the Mal. This is the Jason Day Masters.
That's the print.
That's the print. The bird print.
Now, did you pick that out before you saw him wearing it, or?
No, the fun story about that is it was so awesome, and I was watching it with my boyfriend, and I was like, I love that skirt, so he got it for me for my birthday. And then I saw on the website this top, and I said, okay, I have to get the full outfit.
We need this. It looks spectacular.
Thank
so
you.
I sometimes will, loyal listeners know, I don't particularly love Ohio weather, especially Ohio spring. I don't particularly love it. I think it kind of sucks, especially in the spring. However, if I'm going to be critical of spring, I also have to praise you for this.
Yes.
I mean, come on.
2 days in a row of this. I mean, I think last year, was it Friday? That was bad. One of the days, the first or
Fish
second
pulled
day.
me
Whatever
back
we
in
got
studio
here, I remember coming
Friday.
in on the shuttle, and then we got the call to return.
Yeah.
So that was.
Well, Saturday is going to be a tough one. We actually just issued an alert this morning on 10 TV. I know.
Oh,
I
no.
hate to be the
Saturday
bearer of bad
afternoon,
news.
though, right?
Late afternoon, potentially early evening. But if you think about it, you have Four Fest that's going on in Bridge Park, a lot of people outdoors, people leaving here. So we just thought it'd be safe. I mean, they're more isolated storms, but it's going to get so humid this weekend. So
That's
today's amazing.
Saturday?
Saturday, yeah, second half of Saturday.
Okay, well, that won't affect
But today
me.
and
so I'm
tomorrow
fine.
looks good. I know today and tomorrow you guys are good. You've got the blue skies. I love taking credits. The golfers seem pretty happy this morning too. So
Let me ask you this. You are a golfer.
Mm-hmm.
Did you get to play the media day?
I did not, but I was talking to Timmy, and he told me, and I'm going to put this on record. He said next year I can have a spot, just
Well,
so I
hold on
can
a
try
second.
the course.
We used to always call, when I used to work at Channel 10 and the Fan, I always called Channel 10 the mothership.
Mm-hmm.
You're at the mothership. Why you got to go through Timmy Hall? You just go through Taberry.
I know. I really should.
Yeah, I mean, Dom's the mayor of Dublin. Like, all you got to do is say, Dommy, I want to play, and then that's it. Nothing would please him more than having
All right,
you in the group.
Dommy. All right, Dommy.
Well, he'll
if
be
you're
here.
listening.
What did I say the over-under was? 10:01? So give it 6 minutes, and you'll
So
see him
all
walking
of
up.
us can tell Dommy that I need to play next year. Because, I just want to do it once to try it. And even if I'm terrible, I just want to say I did it,
It is.
Have you done it?
I've played here about a dozen or so times.
Just a handful.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've played here. Most of the times I've played here has been in the media outing.
Okay.
I've played with Jack. I played a round of golf with Jack Nicklaus Jr. out here.
Okay, that's cool.
I've hit golf. It's not when you suck.
Didn't
It's
you
not.
hit in front of the Golden Bear once?
I had to hit off
That
number
just doesn't
10
sound-
in front of the Golden Bear. I'll tell the story briefly.
Okay.
So I was playing with Junior, and it was me and Dom and Moose, and the Golden Bear was there, and he came zooming up on his cart, as he always does, and we'll see him out here. Came zooming up on his cart, and I thought, and it wasn't going particularly well for me already because I stink. And number 10, it's a long carry just to get to the fairway. Like, go over there and just get to the tee box and just see where it is. And I just thought, I'm just going to swing as hard as I can and hope that the Golden Bear doesn't see where this thing lands. That's all I was hoping for. So I did, and I swung as hard as I can, and sure enough, I hit the bejesus out of it. And you hear a bang.
Yeah.
And Jack goes, well, I've never seen one hit there. It was quite a bit right.
Wow.
The house I hit was Jack Hanna's house.
Oh.
If you're going to hit a house.
His house
if you're gonna have a
his
story,
house was
you might
right
as well
in
have a good
between.
story.
His house is right in between 9 and 10. It's in that little peninsula there. His house was there. I don't know if it still is, but it was. And I hit that, and so I hit a house in front of Jack.
Well, I saw Chris Pratt swing yesterday on 18, and Chris, I know you gave it your best if you're listening, but it was pretty terrible.
It was. Jeez, don't hold back.
Well, I think he hit the women's
Star-Lord,
tees. I think he hit the women. He wasn't Star-Lord when he hit the ball yesterday. Yeah.
There's nothing heroic about his game.
I would tell you this: like, I am. Even if you are a decent player, like even if you're like a 10 or 12, if you have to all of a sudden play in a pro-am, and there's hundreds of people around. There's I don't care if you're Star-Lord. Doesn't matter who you are.
It humbles everybody, right? Steph Curry, Nick Saban,
whoever
all
it is.
these guys.
Yeah, like there's a nervous energy that comes with it.
But you know what? I have to say, when I play golf, sometimes if there's a group of people watching me, I don't know what it is. I actually get this like mad power energy, and I actually play better.
Maybe you're just clutch.
Maybe.
You might just be clutch.
Well, I don't have that gene.
I don't have that gene.
I'll take clutch over, some of my money game. But,
we had this on the poll question earlier this week. Do you play better with swing juice or without? So with cocktail or without?
Gosh, that's a good question. It depends. Sometimes the swing juice works, and then sometimes it doesn't. So I guess I'm batting at 500 there on that.
Hits and misses either way.
Yeah.
Have you ever walked around here with Dom?
Not with Dom, but our old news director last year and my first year doing this, he took me around for the tour of the tour, and it was pretty cool to see it after watching on TV. But I mean, yesterday I think I got 12,000 steps in.
Yeah, you'll
get it here.
Yeah,
little incline too. That's the thing that people don't realize until they come out here.
That's very
this
true.
Place is.
Going up to the 18th is a little bit of a hike.
Yeah, it really is. The 18 is a hike. The one that breaks me when I play it, the one that always broke me was you finish with the front, you walk downhill 9, uphill to 10T, downhill back uphill to 10 fairway, and that's after you've just been bludgeoned by the course and had Dom yell at you and all these other things, and you're just a broken human at this point. And that's the one that always gets me, is that point. That's the point where it's
I
like,
think the
boy,
worst
I still
is the
got 8
older
holes
you
to
get.
go.
Because my back hurt yesterday from standing all day, and I was like, wow, this is terrible. I just turned 40, and look what's happening.
Look what's happened. When will you, are you done for the day? Do you have some more work for the
I'm pretty much done for the day. Yesterday was a really long day because I did the morning show, and then I did the noon show.
Okay.
But yeah, it's great to be out here, and now like that I'm getting into golfing more. It's kind of very cool because one, I'm giving a weather forecast for golf, and then two, I love golf. And yesterday I actually got to interview Billy Horschel.
Horschel, yeah.
Got to interview him and ask him about weather, and it was really cool. And I'm not sure if you guys know this, a fun fact about Billy, he has a tradition. He carries 4 tees in his pocket every single time he plays. Okay. 4 is his number, and he used to carry a 1936 quarter, but then he lost it. So he told me yesterday now he has a Buffalo nickel, and that's kind of his tradition.
That's cool.
Thing. But I said, okay, interesting, and you've heard it from me first here. 2022, he won the Memorial Tournament.
Okay.
His number is 4. This is 2026. That would be 4 years later. So if he wins this year,
oh baby, that's pretty cool.
I put it out there. I put the energy out there. So
that's
we'll see.
Nice. Good to see. You got great energy. You always do. I always look forward to your broadcasts. And tomorrow morning, what do we got?
Tomorrow morning, definitely going to be a beautiful morning. Not as cool as this morning, but you're going to start to notice the humidity a little more. But don't worry, guys. The rain's staying away tomorrow, so. It's like it knew your show was going to be out here.
Yeah, we're going to thrive. And that's really all that matters, right, Reese?
Horschel update. He is +2 through 5.
Okay, so that didn't go well.
Pick it up.
Oh, well.
That didn't. We tried.
It's still day one, though. It's
Meredith,
still day one.
Great to see you.
Hey, guys.
Great to see you.
as
Meredith Carvalho,
always.
10 TV meteorologist joining us here. Second hour, we'll open up your email bag. It's a good one. A lot of good stuff. A couple of interesting jacked anecdotes in here as well. We will do that, and then Mr. Feinbaum joins us at 10:30. Second hour coming up next from Jack's Place. Bishop and Friends right here on The Fan.
T-Bone and Tyvus are everything you want in a delicious breakfast. Lots of empty calories, no nutritional value.
Weekday mornings from 6 to 9.
Performance matters in intimate moments. Don't let ED ruin them. This is Jeff for Tri-State Men's Health, and I want to assure you that if you're like the vast majority of guys, you don't have to suffer with ED anymore. In fact, you might be pleasantly surprised at how the right treatments could positively impact your love life. At Tri-State Men's Health, our advanced medical therapies go far beyond pills. We have treatments that are effective in well over 90% of cases, and we offer specific and combinative treatments that can dramatically enhance both your performance and your stamina. You could even last up to an hour or more and bring a far greater level of intimacy to both you and the one you love, perhaps performing like you haven't in years. So call us today and find out why our advanced treatment strategies offer so much more. Your first visit is just $99 and gets you blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 800-900-9654 or go to tristatemenshealth.com. Tri-State Men's Health, advanced medical science to improve men's lives.
How do you make a UDF ice cream quake? Easy. Pick any flavor of UDF ice cream, add your favorite mix-ins, and you've got a quake. Now, how do you pick your flavors and mix-ins? That's the hard part. Ice cream quakes, only at United Dairy Farmers.
Don't sweat it. Call Care Heating and Cooling and we'll fix your air conditioner fast. 1-800-COOLING.
When you saw your heating bills this winter, did you think this is out of control? The problem is your house is leaking money, and the only thing higher than your heating bills are your cooling bills. Steve here from USA Insulation. Let us fix your energy bill problem for good. If you aren't foam insulated, you really aren't insulated. For $99 a month, interest-free, we'll foam your home and help cut those energy bills. 529-2440 or USAinsulation.net.
USA Insulation.
Common Man here. Join me June 20th for the Common Man Mile at this year's Fan 5K in Westerville. Get signed up at 971therace.com.
The 97.1 The Fan 5K is presented by Ohio State Wexner Medical Center, and the Common Man Mile is sponsored by Rose Pest Solutions. Rose Pest Solutions has been protecting Columbus homes and businesses for over 165 years. Got a pest problem? Rose is the solution. Call 800-966-ROSE or visit rosepestsolutions.com.
Hey, it's Anthony here for the Good Feet store, and my journey continues. No more agony of defeat. Already this season, I've walked 18 holes twice and lived to tell the story. My personally fit arch supports go where I go, and in this case, right into my shoes, all of them. I just pop them in any pair and off I go. Just having that support and the stability has made a world of difference for me. A while back, I walked into the Good Feet store and walked out with an entirely new outlook. And I knew it right away. After taking the test walk around the store, I felt the difference. And not just that cushy feeling, I'm talking about real support, the kind that makes you feel aligned. For more than 30 years, the Good Feet store has helped thousands of people discover the comfort they've been dreaming of. I experience it daily. I really feel my personally fit arch supports guide my feet into their ideal position. You can make an appointment online or just stop into the Good Feet store in Grove City or on Polaris Parkway in Westerville. Get started at goodfeet.com.
I'm Leslie from Pella Columbus.
And I'm Wilson from that other window place.
Wilson, what are we wearing?
Lie detectors. Anytime a lie is detected, we get a little shock.
All right, let's try them. So, Pella was rated by homeowners as the leading window brand here in Columbus.
Nothing? Okay. Well, our windows can change the look of your home. This thing sometimes shocks you when you tell the truth. Ouch. It's okay. I'm having fun.
Get the windows that can change the look and feel of your home at PellaColumbus.com.
If you don't have Friday, June 12th circled on your calendar, get out a marker, circle that 12. Hollywood Casino Columbus is the place to be. Scotty Vegas here, and we're going to be cheering on Team USA in the sportsbook with a big watch party at 9 o'clock. Contest, prizes, plus the all-new Hollywood Casino Columbus Hotel grand opening is June 12th. Brett Michaels live, fireworks, swag, food trucks, and our watch party. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-589-9966.
Hi, I'm Kathy McPhee.
Animals have always had my heart, and that is why I'm a proud supporter of American Humane Society. Over the years, I have filled my home with rescue pets. I adopted my sweet Wilma as a senior dog. Some of my most cherished memories are with her. American Humane Society has been protecting animals for 150 years. Your support can save lives. Join us in helping animals in need at AmericanHumane.org.
Broadcasting live from the McDaniel GM Superstore Studios. Driving excellence since 1916. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive. WBNS HD1 Columbus.
Good morning. I'm Eric Reeser. First round of the Memorial underway at Muirfield Village in Dublin. A three-way tie at the early leaderboard. JT Poston, Daniel Berger, and Nick Taylor, all 3 under. Justin Rose and Ricky Fowler are ready to go in moments. Tommy Fleetwood and Cameron Young in about 10 minutes. Just before 10:30, Rory McIlroy and Justin Thomas at the course. World number 1, Scotty Scheffler looks for the rare three-peat. Scheffler's paired with PGA champ Aaron Rai. That pair is going to tee off around 1:30. In the NBA last night, the Knicks beat the Spurs 105-95 and gave one of the NBA Finals. Jalen Brunson led New York with 30 points. 13 of those in the fourth quarter. Knicks lead the best of 7, 1-0. Spurs host Game 2 Friday. In baseball last night, Guardians beat the Yankees 5-4. Cleveland looks to break out the brooms in the Bronx today at 1:35. While the Reds lost to the Royals last night, they've got Thursday off. This update sponsored by the Waterworks and Header Plumbing, Drain, Heating, and Cooling, together to serve you better. Scheduled today at thewaterworks.net.
Bo Bishop is here in real life? Must be Memorial Week. Broadcasting live from the Memorial Tournament. It's Bishop and Friends.
Presented by the Waterworks and Header Plumbing, Drain, Heating, and Cooling. And sponsored by Ohio for Responsible Gambling. Visit pausebeforeyouplay.org.
Second hour, broadcasting live out at Jack's Place. Mr. Feinbaum coming up in 29 minutes from now. We will attempt to make sense of what happened yesterday. I'm not sure anything did. But we'll have him on at 28 minutes from now to either way. Time to open up that mailbag.
Our comment box is always open. Any feedback is mostly appreciated.
The mail never stops. It just keeps coming and coming and coming. There's never a let up. It's relentless. Every day it piles up more and more and more. And you got to get it up. And the more you get out, the more it keeps coming in.
Bishop and Friends present emails.
Sponsored by Window Nation. Buy 4 windows, get 4 free sale. Visit windownation.com now.
This is a perfect one to start with. The title is Jack's Place Impact. So I talked about this off the top in terms of, and all the native Central Ohio, and certainly folks native to this part of Central Ohio are certainly aware of the growth and the impact that this has had on the city and all of it, and did my best to try to put it into perspective. Jason did a better job of that. So the email from Jason, Jack's Place Impact. Longtime listener, first-time emailer. I have my hand of God Jack theory. Mr. Nicholas went deer hunting on property in Dublin as a young man. He chose that property to build Muirfield Village Golf Club. Had he preferred the flat terrain that was predominant in Muirfield Golf Club that he named Muirfield Village Golf Club after, it would have been flattish like Plain City. However, with his own hand, he chose the rolling terrain of Dublin. Plain City was significantly bigger than Dublin in 1970. Dublin is significantly larger than Plain City today. Plain City had approximately 160 graduates in 2025. Dublin had approximately 1,300 in 2025. With Jack's hand, he created not only a golf club, but a thriving community. He writes, I don't need this read on air, just want to provide information. It's incredible information. He also thanks us for 3 hours of entertainment every single day, and then puts this in the postscript, Reese, which is very kind.
All right.
Very,
good to know.
very kind. Very, very kind for those who are interested. I don't know that you can. I don't know that you can put the economic impact into words.
No,
you just have to see it. I think if you just see it, then you're like, oh,
and for
that's what it is.
A great many of those listening and that have grown up or that live in this area just over the last decade itself. The 20 years you've been here. So first Memorial for Bo comes into town. Dublin's nowhere close to what it is today, and they're on parallel trajectories in terms of the importance of this tournament, the area around Muirfield Village, and then Bridge Park and Dublin itself.
And I think it's probably, it probably goes beyond Dublin, too. It probably impacts. Here's the other thing that I wonder, and I don't know how you would quantify this, but I wonder how many golf courses were built in this community in Central Ohio after this one. How many golf course communities?
Sure.
how many golf course communities in Dublin have been built
for
in the last 50
baseball,
years?
hit 5 golf courses around.
Oh, they're everywhere, yeah, and they're great ones, and there's so many. And this town has so many incredible courses that are around, and it's just kind of become. I mean, it's certainly. I think you make an argument, the Midwest capital of golf of this country.
Yeah. You make the argument, just make the statement. You say it confident enough, it's true.
Feel like it is. I'm sure Chicago would have some things to say, but in terms of proximity and the amount of the juxtaposition to the population, it's got to be. It's incredible. And you have the ones that are ranked in the top 100 of the golf rankings, but then you have all these other incredible ones that are all out there. All right, let's do some football. This one is from Bob. Here you go. I just want to go on the record. It's the Garrett trade is the subject. I just want to go on the record to say I posted on chat months ago that Garrett to the Rams would make sense, and I was the only one in the chat this morning to say watch the Rams.
He peacocked a little bit.
Did he peacock around a little bit?
He did, because he had it, and I thought, well, they have Jared Verse. What are they going to get Myles Garrett for? And then what happened?
The only thing, so it's a great job out of him, and we'll give you the full props for, I believe I had that, is the way we do it around here, so I believe you had that. That's great. I talked about this a little bit yesterday as you kind of were reflecting on the deal and all of it. There really weren't that many places out there that were contenders, had a young star defensive end or defensive lineman, which is what the Browns wanted in return, that would come back, that had an ability and a willingness to give up assets, right? Because it was going to take a 1 in 27, so you had to be willing to give that up. And then the fourth component of that was it had to be a place that Myles would greenlight a trade to because he had a full no trade. So it was, I've never asked Myles this, but Rams, my hunch, Rams, Cowboys, Bears, Philly.
Maybe Philly and Chicago. I remember
Detroit.
Les Snead, their general manager, when they introduced him, was like, "Yeah, I wasn't going to do all of this work and then have Myles say I don't want to go here." Right. So they had to check with Andrew Berry over the course of, at least 14 days to make sure that LA was the destination he'd want to go to. And I keep thinking I don't know about Philly and I don't know about Chicago because I don't know if those are destinations he wants to do. Definitely Dallas. Yeah. And now, of course, Los Angeles as a Ram.
The Rams always made the most sense. They make the most sense ideologically. They made the most sense because they had Jared Verse. Like, all of those components led to it. But nevertheless, good job out of you. This one from Gary. The subject is A.J. Brown. I'm not sure if you guys covered this, but I thought I read somewhere yesterday that A.J. Brown was on the field 97% of the time for every completion since he's been there. Just seemed like a crazy stat. Just wondering if you know if that's true. And if so, what are your thoughts on it? You wrote it, so I'll take your word for it. I think that is a massive trade for the New England Patriots. I think it puts them in a position to contend as they did a year ago and stay near the top of the AFC, and
keep their first-round pick in 2027.
I mean, that was such a notable thing. That tells you. So the Jets have the most draft capital in terms of premium draft capital in 27. The Jets, they have 3 ones. They have theirs, they have Indy's, and then they have the better of, is it Green Bay and somebody else? They have 3 first-round picks. The Browns have 2, but the Browns have the most total picks in next year's draft. So they can be pretty nimble if they want to be on that. But that is something certainly to pay attention to there. But I mean, that's a massive move for New England, and they are right there. And just imagine when Drake May has a downfield threat that he can throw the ball to, and think about what is in play for that franchise going forward. So I love that deal for them, and I think Philly's in an interesting spot. And by the way, an interesting sliding doors. Can you imagine? Remember, go back to the draft. Mekhi Lemon was on the phone with Pittsburgh, who was picking at 21.
That's still unreal how that happened.
Dallas traded in the division with Philly, which allowed for Mekhi Lemon to go to Philly, and now he needs to start and replace A.J. Brown. If that doesn't happen, who does Philly play? Who's the receiver? Like, where does that start to slide if that doesn't happen? Like, the timing of that was just so critical.
So, yeah, real quick, Gang Green has those 3 first-round picks like we talked about. They get to choose the Cowboys or the Packers. Who's got the better one? Then it becomes New York's. They also signed G. Scott this morning.
Did they?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. A lot going on. We also, the other thing we had is we didn't get a chance to talk about this, but we've got Russell Wilson officially retiring.
Yeah.
So he's going to CBS on the studio crew.
Maybe a Matt Ryan spot.
He'll be in the Matt Ryan
run
spot.
The Falcons.
Initially, my thought was that he's a little bit corny, and I don't know how that'll play on a studio show situation. But then Zagura reminded me how great he was on the Manning cast, breaking down ball. And that's not really what those studio shows are about. But if he can be in that window, then you got a little bit of a chance potentially. So, that's a good one. This one is near and dear to my heart. The subject is High Bank Cigar Cask. Gary writes, Bo, I want to express my gratitude for recommending High Bank Cigar Casks. Although I reside in Saline, Michigan, I was born and raised in St. Henry, Ohio. Oh, that's very good. You and Mr. Lachey, among others. Make it a point to stream your show almost every day when I can. I relish a good drink whenever I get the chance. I must say, this might be one of my new favorites. It is a delightful aroma with a hint of banana and coconut. It's truly enjoyable on the palate. The initial hit is followed by a sweet finish. That's, by the way, that's exactly what Adam and our good folks at High Bank.
It's almost like that's written on the bottle.
That's exactly what the intent of that is. I think when we all did the tasting, and you and Bake and I were all involved in it, we made our barrel picks for the thing we did last November, and we did the cigar cask. And I think the word Adam was a genius. He talked about like fruitcake. Is kind of the feeling of it. So I thoroughly enjoy the show, and truly transports me back to Ohio. I genuinely appreciate everything you do and can't wait for the Buckeyes to take the field again.
And they also just celebrated their 8th anniversary. So happy belated to our friends at High Bank Distillery.
Yeah, it's awesome. That's awesome. So that's a great job at Gary. A bunch more to get to. We will do that coming up next as we continue broadcasting live out at Jack's Place at Muirfield Village. Round 1 of the Memorial Tournament. Bishop and Friends right here on The Fan.
If you miss a live show, you can catch the podcast. If you miss the podcast, our hosts have volunteered to have dinner with you.
Ma, the meatloaf!
The Fan.
Ben Sadler, Assistant Vice President, Commercial Lending, on what makes First Bank of Central Ohio successful.
What we do as a community bank is really, listening to, that company, finding the solutions that best need their business and is not just a universal product that you could get anywhere else.
Experience what it's like to be first at First Bank of Central Ohio. Visit fbcentralohio.com for more details. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
QC Kinetics helps active people stay active. People like David Boardman, police officer, competitive athlete, and gym owner who trains hard almost every day.
My body's taken a lot of abuse over the years. I've had multiple knee surgeries on both of my knees. I could barely run a mile prior to going to QC Kinetics. Doctors have all told me, hey, you are going to need knee replacements.
But QC Kinetics gave David great news.
We're going to give you the opportunity to have not one, but 2 healthy knees, and we don't have to cut you open.
And after David's regenerative treatments at QC Kinetics?
Since I've gone to them, I run 20-30 miles a week. I really wouldn't be able to do that if it wasn't for QC Kinetics.
From knee pain to Ironman training.
It's a no-brainer.
Now it's your turn. Call QC Kinetics to book your free consultation today.
Call QC Kinetics, 380-208-4544. That's 380-208-4544. 380-208-4544.
Lanny went to college and racked up huge debt.
A little bit over $100,000.
For a degree he couldn't use? Now what?
I had a friend that went to My Computer Career.
They even helped him get hired immediately after graduation.
One of the things I love about IT is that you can work from anywhere you want.
You could become an IT pro in just months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI with zero experience at mycomputercareer.edu. My Computer Career, an elite CompTIA certification partner.
It worked for me, and I know it can work for you.
This is one student's experience. Individual results vary.
Common Man here. Join me June 20th for the Common Man Mile at this year's Fan 5K in Westerville. Get signed up at 971therace.com.
The 97.1 The Fan 5K is presented by Ohio State Wexner Medical Center, and the Common Man Mile is sponsored by Rose Pest Solutions. Rose Pest Solutions has been protecting Columbus homes and businesses for over 165 years. Got a pest problem? Rose is the solution. Call 800-966-ROSE or visit rosepestsolutions.com.
Wrinkles, gray hair, and hearing loss are common signs of getting older. But being short of breath, having tightness in your chest, coughing, and wheezing are not. If you are experiencing these symptoms, you may be one of the millions of people who are living with a condition called COPD but don't know it. Early diagnosis and treatment can add years of better breathing to your life. For more information, talk to your doctor and visit copdfoundation.org today.
Hello, it's John Kozik, founder and president of TurboTrack Realty, and I buy real estate as is, fast for cash. Call today for an all-cash offer on any of your properties, and we can close within days at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000. Do you own a property that's outdated and needs thousands of dollars in repairs? Great, I'll buy it. 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000. Would it be convenient for you if you could simply take what you want and leave the rest behind? Great, I'll buy it. I buy vacant properties, inherited homes, divorce situations, death in the family, foreclosures, commercial properties. I even buy my tenants won't pay me the rent houses. Call today and speak with me, John Kozik, for an all-cash offer and the help you need. At 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000, TurboTrackRealty.com.
All your favorite fan shows are on YouTube, along with those fake YouTube ads like Chew This Gum and It Grows New Teeth. Experience the splendor of Bo sitting in his closet, Timmy Hall's gouty gold chains, and Matty Ice wearing a coat in 90-degree weather. It's all there. Head to YouTube and subscribe today. Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
It's a beautiful afternoon with lots of sunshine and temperatures hitting around 85 degrees today. As we head into tonight, skies stay mostly clear and temperatures fall back into more of a comfortable range in the lower 50s. Friday sees an even warmer day as we get highs in the mid 80s again, but we're going to have a little bit more wind to impact our day. I'm your 10 Weather Impact meteorologist, Lily Aldrich, with 97.1 The Fan.
Miss a little, miss a lot. Catch Bishop and Friends wherever you get your podcasts. It's free.
Sponsored by Atlas Butler Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing.
The Fan. The only thing better than a Muirfield milkshake is when Bo uses it to hold his bourbon. You're listening to Bishop and Friends live from the Memorial.
Presented by the Waterworks and Header Plumbing, Drain, Heating, and Cooling. And sponsored by Ohio for Responsible Gambling. Visit pausebeforeyouplay.org.
I believe the technical term for that is a floater.
Yeah, I was just about to say, I didn't think about that because of what we got after the show.
Yeah.
But
so you do milkshake and then little bourbon floater. Mm-hmm. That's the way you
They do a good espresso one at High Bank, but water is wet. High Bank's phenomenal.
Quick story. My wife, before we had the children, we'd go on the vacation. She'd always order a pina colada. And the bartenders would say, well, do you want a floater? And she would say yes, thinking that was some sort of upgraded, elevated experience of the pina colada. Not knowing, and so that she did it several times, and the effects were obvious. And I said, you are aware that you're getting 2 shots of rum with every pina colada? No. Now you are.
Yeah.
Now you are.
Find that out the hard way.
Yeah, that was a lesson learned hard. Back to the emails we go. This one from Bob, and long neglected input for Bo.
Oh.
It's a big one.
Good things,
I mean, he's got 5 things on here. All right, here we go. And we read these in real time. The email staff a while ago threw me. So here's what I remember of the times I'd have intended to email. Number 1, recently you recounted some wonderful stories about your father and your uncle. Very sorry to hear of his passing, but his style even then is so aspiring. He died in 86, so it's been a long time. I was especially touched by your dad's most excellent choice of an adult beverage. I've been a High Life guy for 50 years. Hot summer day, nothing refreshes like a High Life, or as my old friend from Memphis who converted me to it said regular Miller. That's what my dad calls it too. He just calls it Miller.
Just regular.
He just calls it Miller.
Genuine
and then
draft.
Well, they would in the old days he'd say Miller, and they would say they'd bring a genuine draft. He goes, no, High Life. Now, if you say Miller, they bring you a Miller Lite. But that's how it was. Small confession of my beer fridge in the garage has a good supply of Dos Equis Pacifico Red Stripe Miller High Life. That's fantastic. That's a great
variety.
That's a good job out of that. All right, number 2, nachos. No one could possibly eat a plate of nachos quickly enough to prevent the lower levels of chips from becoming intolerably soggy. Here's the solution. Build your nachos 1 chip at a time. All of the stuff, he goes through all of the things, is in one large bowl or in a separate small bowls. Take a chip, add beans, guac, one by one. Eat said chip, as they say, rinse and repeat.
Yeah, I think this comes off the heels. Like the Diamondbacks had a big old bucket of nachos that would get soggy at the bottom. And then at Sonic Temple, they also offered just a giant vat of nachos. And that seemed like the worst thing to eat.
Yeah.
In any weather, really. But especially when it's warm and the further down you get, the soggier the nachos get.
Absolutely.
Then it's just goop.
That's what you got.
And so that is a pretty good plan if you're trying to tackle a bunch of nachos.
Absolutely. Number 3, today, discussion of whether adult beverages improve golf or not. I think it depends very much on your metabolism. I am still at 79, quick moving, quick reacting. God bless you, by the way. A less kind observer might say hyper, was much more so in my 35 and 40s in that age. I was and am a pretty good player. My metabolism was a big plus for tennis, but not for golf. I did find that a beer or two did improve my game, slowed me down enough to be normal. Nowadays, my swing speed is so stupidly slow, I'm not sure it matters very much. But a caveat, more is most definitely not better. Loss of coordination, judgment, I would agree with that. Unrelated observation, you've mentioned your lack of golf expertise. I think I gave you the suggestion some years ago, but here it is. If you go to the golf room and see Kyle, okay, so he gives me a little tip.
You get a pro tip.
A little bit of a pro tip, so that's nice.
Okay.
Number 4, you do a fabulous job preparing segments and topics for the show. You good in different material each quarter hour. This guy's a pro. Bob is where it's at.
That's a P1.
He's our guy, man. Bob is our guy. He's talking about the quarter hours. Where's Fish? Fish should be doing cartwheels for this guy. We get this guy on the payroll for crying out loud. He's got everything locked in. So very good job of him. Just thank you. This is some really nice stuff in terms of said about the program.
We
and all of
don't
it.
tell the listeners where to send the emails.
That's right.
Good job, everybody, at getting them to the right place.
All right, this one from Bobby, and the subject matter is Golden Knights. I have issue with your portrayal of the Golden Knights being handed a triple to start their franchise. Yes, undeniably, they had a better setup than previous expansions, but Seattle had the same rules and nowhere near the success. Vegas from the get-go has shown a ruthlessness to go get great players. Starting out, it was finding diamonds in the rough. We know about Wild Bill, of course, but since then, they've been ultra-aggressive and spent what was needed to keep competing at a high level. It helps that Vegas is more of a destination than Columbus, but I'm thinking this morning, reading Aaron Portzline's mailbag as he ponders off-season moves. If they can swing a big trade, that organization just isn't willing to take big swings, big risks. That's the biggest difference between Vegas and Columbus. Vegas, big risk. Columbus, risk management. Bobby, the biggest difference, I would say, and I agree with some of what you say here, and you're right in terms of their aggressiveness, they also have something that they can sell.
Right.
They have a city that they can sell. They have no state tax that they can sell. So when they make a big swing on a Mitch Marner or Eichel or one of those guys, they are not worried about them leaving. The Columbus Blue Jackets swung massively for Artemi Panarin. It paid immediate dividends, but he would not re-sign here. If the Columbus Blue Jackets were the Las Vegas Golden Knights, Artemi Panarin stays with the Vegas Golden Knights. That sucks, but that's just the reality of it. And so I would argue that they can take those big risks because how big of a risk is it?
Every time the Blue Jackets, it feels like, signed a free agent, and that's what makes the Johnny Gaudreau thing so special about him coming to Columbus, is that he chose the organization, chose the franchise, he chose the city, he chose the people. But there's always, it feels like, a premium that the Blue Jackets have to pay on players, which is why you always, when they do a free agent signing, they say, they overpaid for so-and-so, or such-and-such got the Charlie Coyle deal.
Yeah.
That is the premium you have to pay because of this organization. And there's also been really terrible decision-making that's been made by this organization.
Fair.
That you can't put on Las Vegas. But it's the argument's correct in that, Vegas had to make correct choices. It just, as a fan, feels like you got the raw deal as a Columbus franchise.
Yes.
It's just the feel of it all.
I think it's fair. I think that's totally fair.
And it sucks, but go Knights.
And I think this is the other thing about the Blue Jackets. We just had Zach Werenski win the Norris, right? So what do they, when they do the video, it's Zach at his house with his young family, and it's Zach Werenski raving about spending 10 years of his career in Columbus. That's how this organization has to be built. They need to land first-round picks, expose them to how great this city is, and the golf's a big part of it. I remember we acquired Brandon Dubinsky, and I was talking to Doobie, and I'm like, dude, you're going to love it here. There are 4 top 100 golf courses here. You're going to love it. Turns out he really loved it.
He really liked it. Golfing especially.
Especially,
He's probably out here right now.
He probably is. So, but the point is like, that's the way they have to build. You are never going to be a free agent destination. The Johnny Gaudreau thing was such an anomaly because the market wasn't there because of the cap space was not there for the teams that were desired. And so his desired destinations, the New York teams, Philly, they didn't have the space to be able to bring him in. And so you were in this spot where, well, we're kind of close to the Mid-Atlantic, and that's how it happened. That's how that deal happened.
I just remember we were laughing about it.
We said, who do you want the Jacks to sign in free agency? And you go, Johnny Gaudreau. And I'm like, okay, yeah, but really.
No, I said it laughing. I don't think I kept a straight face.
Yeah, but really,
So
who do we want them to
far-fetched,
sell?
right.
Like, who do we really want them to try to sign? So, yeah, I mean, that's a little bit part of it. This one from our good buddy Robert Bird, who writes, I'm sort of... Hello, everyone. I'm sort of cranky about the MAC leaders' comments. Everyone in D1A and D1 is in the division. It's not 1AA, D2, D3 because they want the money. They want the money present from large TV and playoff deals, even if they don't contribute much to them. I don't know if smaller schools have had much say in the management failures and lack of concern for the future of the NCAA, but they definitely want to continue collecting the checks that are made possible by the larger conferences and programs and complaining about the preeminence of those programs that are lack of binding to the rules to which no one has been bound pretty much ever seems unreasonable. As said elsewhere, if you want to play in the real world, you have to play by real world rules. The complaints seem to be a heart that they aren't good enough to be able to cheat effectively and that others are. Well, actually, nothing's cheating anymore, so it's not even
That's
cheating.
all legal.
It's just money. Schools in the NCAA appear to have been driven exclusively by the desire for more and more money in making rules and for the desire for any regulations to not impede the flow of money to them. A second complaint, with the caveat that I'm not a lawyer, is that the settlement involving a salary cap, when none of the players have actual salaries, is going to be unenforceable. The NCAA doesn't have antitrust exemptions, and if they did, they would have to deal with the NLRB and likely miss any case control that anyone makes elsewhere. The expectation of the MAC and others that they would be able to do so seems ludicrous. It seems like more of the same from colleges in Division 1A. We wanted rules to make money at the exclusion of all else, and mad at all else includes, well, all else.
It's valid. So we had played earlier in the week comments by the Mid-American Conference Commissioner that weren't glowing about what the Power Four, as he was calling them, the Autonomy Four, were doing in terms of everything. Right. Poaching players from the American Conference, not abiding to the salary cap that they negotiated when the College Sports Commission was created. And he certainly has a gripe because his conference isn't powerful enough to be in those rooms and with those decision makers. They got to have the Power Four and then Pete Bavacqua, right?
Yep.
It's never the Mid-American Conference, never the Fun Belt. It's never any of those. And he is at the mercy of other powers. And, of course, they would take the money from things like MACtion because for my entire time in Athens, Ohio operated in a deficit with their football program. It was always in the red. And so extrapolate that out to the rest of the conference where they need that television money. And I also think that's what makes it so appealing, at least for me, that you know that ESPN is a partner with the Mid-American Conference, and I think there would be appeal towards a group of 5 playoff.
Yes.
That ESPN would have and then be able to farm out kind of the way they're doing the college football playoffs. So the money could still be there. You just have to be a willing partner. And I don't think it was wise of the MAC commissioner to go out there and just light everybody on fire the way he did. Because he's not in a position to.
Why does MACtion happen? Why do they have MACtion in November?
Trying to get away from marquee on Saturdays.
Programming.
Yeah.
ESPN needed programming during the week. That's why MACtion started was, hey, who's willing to play on Tuesday and Wednesday? We are.
Hands raised.
We are. Yeah. Okay, well, we'll pay you for that. So if the MAC and the non-group of 4, what do they call now? The non-autonomy 4?
Yeah, I don't know.
Whatever that is. If they come up with inventory that broadcast networks would find appealing, i.e. their own playoff, I do think there's a market for it.
There is.
I do.
They've just got to be the ones to do it.
It's not going to be the Big Ten payout, but there is money in that. There is. We like to see brackets. We like to see people play for championships. So if you can do that, I think there's an audience for it, and I do think that there is a future for those schools to thrive. They just have to separate from the big boys because they're never going to be able to punch at that weight class. Mr. Feinbaum in 2 minutes. Bishop and Friends, right here on The Fan.
Experience the adrenaline of Barrett-Jackson in Columbus, June 25th to 27th at the Ohio Expo Center and State Fairgrounds. See hundreds of no-reserve collector cars cross the auction block and sell to the highest bidder. Take in the lively exhibitor marketplace. Engage with interactive sponsored displays and enjoy a wide selection of food and drink options. It's an exciting, high-octane event for fans of all ages. Advance tickets on sale now for the world's greatest collector car auctions at Barrett-Jackson.com.
Welcome back to What is that thing? Today our guest is
Dr. Melvin Parsbrucker. I invented the sump pump.
Ah, the sump pump. I've heard Apex pros talk about those.
Yes, the pros who knows are true experts in sump pumpology.
So, Doctor, what is that thing?
You see, a sump pump is a device designed to pump out sump.
Sump?
For the pump.
You say the pumps?
Sump.
Sump. And what exactly is sump?
It's what gets pumped.
I want to be sure I'm hearing you right. Sump?
Sump.
And that's what gets
pumped. Look, maybe Apex Pros can explain it at your level.
Well, Apex Pros says some pumps are made to keep groundwater from accumulating and flooding your basement, especially this time of year with the big spring rains and the uniquely shallow water table in and around Franklin County. A simple sump pump can protect your home from tens of thousands of dollars in damage.
It's made to sump the pump.
Of course.
No doubt about it. Columbus loves Apex Pros. The pros who knows. ApexPros.com.
My name is DeMar Hamlin. I play for the Buffalo Bills, and I play safety. CPR saved my life. I've teamed up with the American Heart Association as a national ambassador to help create a nation of lifesavers, turning bystanders into lifesavers through CPR education and access to AEDs. Nearly 3 out of 4 cardiac arrests that don't happen in hospitals happen in homes. Join me to ensure everyone has the chance to live longer, healthier lives. Visit heart.org/nation.
Good morning, I'm Isaiah Jacob. This Memorial Tournament update is sponsored by the BMI Federal Credit Union. Tee off towards a more personal banking experience at BMI Federal Credit Union, your CBUS Top Picks best credit union for 8 years in a row. Visit BMIFCU.org. The 50th edition of the Memorial Tournament is underway at Muirfield Village, making some noise early at 3 under. JT Poston currently sitting through 9. We also have Daniel Berger, Adam Scott sitting at 2 under as well. Cam Young and Tommy Fleetwood just began hole 2, while Rory McIlroy and Justin Thomas are teeing off as we speak. Then this afternoon, all eyes turn to world number 1 Scotty Scheffler. The defending champion tees off at 135 alongside Aaron Rai as he looks to become just the second ever, joining Tiger Woods to win 3 straight Memorial Tournaments right here in Dublin. Leaderboard updates all weekend long on 97.1 The Fan.
Bishop and Friends is sponsored by Diamond Seller, your true jeweler for almost 80 years. The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
You're listening to Bishop and Friends, live from the Memorial.
Presented by The Waterworks and Header Plumbing, Drain, Heating, and Cooling. And sponsored by Ohio for Responsible Gambling. Visit pausebeforeyouplay.org.
And it is that time of the week when we talk to our good buddy, Mr. Feinbaum. He joins on the Bryan Heating and Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline. Buddy, it's good talking to you as always. I guess we finally found some ground that the Big Ten and the SEC can agree on yesterday, and that is that this bill ain't right.
No, and Bo, it just makes it even more extraordinary that bumbling Ted Cruz thought he could pull this off without the only 2 people in the room that matter. And you know, what was probably the most interesting takeaway was last night. We have a caller named Legend, but he's like the biggest Alabama fan on the face of the earth, and he called Nick Saban's testimony hypocritical. That's how bad the day was for this bill when the natives turned on the sacred cow. And listen, you know, I mean, I don't need to tell you the respect that everyone listening has for Nick Saban, but he made a total fool out of himself yesterday.
I think they all did, but they've been doing this for such a long period of time. You know, all anybody wants is control. As you were going through that, I laughed because the idea, it's just so out of touch. The idea that you were going to do anything without having Sankey and Petitti and the 2 conferences that they represent at least aligned or tangentially aligned was just foolish, absolute foolish. And I just don't know how much more time that we're going to waste on this. Is any of this going to amount to a hill of beans, Paul?
I don't. I don't think so. What really came out, and this was a play by private equity. There's no question in my mind. And spending a little bit of time in the political world last fall, I got to know a lot of people. And right off to the you couldn't see them on TV, were a bunch of people from what's called Smash Capital. That's the private equity group out of Hollywood that is trying to take over college football, and they're trying to decentralize it. In other words, they want control of the TV decisions and the schedule, and that's what this bill is really aimed at, preventing the Big Ten and the SEC from coming together, which is just mind-boggling when you consider where we are in 2026, and to parade Nick Saban and Pete Bavacqua and this poor player from wherever he was from, Utah, was laughable. And I mean, Sankey and Petitti are talking to Ted Cruz today, but I don't know why they are. I would just tell them to get screwed.
I'm with you. It's just an utter waste of time. And it's so funny you bring up Bavacqua. I want to get back to the SEC Big Ten thing in a second. But you bring up Bavacqua. He has this testimony, Paul, where he's going, yeah, we could make a whole lot more money if we pooled rights, but then says, well, I want no part of pooling rights. They contradict themselves in their own testimony over and over again. Even Nick did that.
And what really bugs me more is the media saying, this is bipartisan. I mean, that's absurd. You found one senator from Washington who's still upset that Washington State got left out of everything, which they should have, by the way. And, to pull this group together and let's just, I mean, Nick Saban said the same thing yesterday that he said 4 or 5 years ago. And it's a little bit inside baseball, but he brought up the Jimbo Fisher situation, but he said, I'm not going to name the school. He's already done that 100,000 times. Then he went after Trinidad Chambliss and Ole Miss. I mean, he just did not. And I cannot wait for the third weekend of the year when College Game Day is at the LSU Ole Miss game, and Nick Saban gets booed by the Ole Miss fans.
Oh my gosh! Well, content never lacking for you, my friend. You have this to thank for all of that. I am curious if you think that how big this missed, and the SEC and the Big Ten putting out a joint statement. Is there now an olive branch between the two that maybe this could be the catalyst for?
I think so. And, I mean, this is bigger than the CFP in many ways, because what the SEC and the Big Ten did on Tuesday night was they killed the bill that had traction. You read all the experts. You heard all the nonsensical testimony leading into the testimony. And, I've always maintained, and I've asked Greg Sankey this question, 20 times in the last 3 years, what's the deal with Tony Petitti? And, he says all the right things. We got a collegial relationship. I talked to Tony yesterday, blah, blah, blah. I mean, I think on the critical factors of college football, they do agree. And I'll also say 1 week removed from the Destin meetings, Sankey knows he does not have his conference unified. So if he can find some common ground where he gets a couple of years, I think ultimately he'll agree to whatever Petitti wants.
That's it. And I use this analogy on our show, Paul. Like my wife comes and says, here's all of the things on the honey-do list. If you hit me with all of them, it just seems overwhelming. Let me just fix the sink, and then I'll move on to something else. And I wish that they would just take that approach. Fix one thing. Get the calendar sorted out. We had the playoff model that was put out. We knew that the dates, but when you start to see it, you go, my God, they're going to play 2 weeks of NFL football between games of the college football playoff. Like, my soapbox is start there. Get the calendar right first. And to me, I don't understand why they don't just tackle the things that they actually can before trying to solve all of it.
What's even more interesting to me, and I might lose my job over this statement, but ESPN does not want to make a deal with Fox, and they're outsourcing the tournament as it is. They want nothing to do with those the James Madison Tulane games. You know that. We saw that last year. We saw it the year before. So, I mean, I don't know much about Fox, but I'm sure to get involved in the CFP, they'll make a deal. I mean, these companies have made bigger deals than how to handle a 2014 playoff.
I'll get you out of here on this one. You mentioned the call from Legend and Paul's testimony and all of it, and you mentioned, obviously, we're going to have media days in the SEC here before we know it. Media days in the Big Ten coming soon. They're back in the footprint. They're not out in Vegas. They're going to be in Chicago. My hunch is that the Big Ten will be aligned. And really, the closest thing we get for a dissenter in the Big Ten is Ryan Day saying, I'm not sure a 2014 benefits us. Will Sankey have alignment with his coaches by the time that they convene the next time? And I believe it's in Orlando this year?
It's in Tampa for whatever reason. I know Vegas seemed like a long way away, but Tampa has nothing to do with the SEC in my mind. It's just a long car ride for a lot of the scribes who don't have the Disney credit card. And I don't think so because these coaches are all after their own well-being. And Sankey, I don't think much cares what they say. And by the time we get to Media Day, thank goodness, I think the conversations will be more about Lane Kiffin and quarterbacks and Arch Manning. The spring meetings are all about policy, and that's why they become a big disappointment. Media Days, you have players, you have coaches, and knowing the media like we do, they're not going to get bogged down in other things.
You're the best, buddy. Appreciate you as always. We'll talk again soon.
Thanks, brother. Talk next week.
All right, there he goes. The great Paul Feinbaum joining us on the Bryant Heating Cooling Systems fan guest hotline. We'll do Thing or Not a Thing up next. Bishop and Friends, right here on The Fan.
We're the highest-rated sports radio station in America. There's no joke there. We just are. The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
For the ones who get it done, Grainger offers the professional-grade products you need, delivered when and where you need them. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by.
America wouldn't be America without Ohio. So this year, while we celebrate our nation's 250th year, let's also celebrate Ohio's vital role in our nation's past, its present, and its future. At America250ohio.org, you'll find events from engaging talks on history to Ohio-related movies to memorable drives around the state. There's so much to discover. So what are you waiting for? The celebration begins at America250ohio.org. Sponsored by the Ohio History Connection, aired by the OAB and this station.
Hey, John, why so glum?
I just got let go. The company's downsizing. This is the third time in the last 2 years. I'm done with this.
Have you thought about My Computer Career? I've heard they can train you for a career in IT in just a few months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI. And you don't need prior training or experience. Now that's a recession-resistant career.
Wow, thanks. I'll check them out.
Go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation. Mycomputercareer.edu, an Elite CompTIA certification partner.
Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
Want to protect our planet? The air we breathe, water we drink, and land we share? Real progress begins with birds. Yes, birds. The very ones we see and hear every day. On a walk, in the park, or simply out the window. That's because birds are more than birds. They're symbols, sentinels that reveal the health of our planet and our people. And by helping them thrive, all of us thrive as well. Audubon is a place where birds matter, where habitats are protected, where communities are engaged, and where change takes flight. Because at Audubon, hope begins with birds. Progress begins with birds. It all begins with birds. Audubon.
My name is Emma. I am 13 years old. 6 years ago, I was injured in a car accident that left me paralyzed from the waist down. Once I completed rehab, my mom applied for a Canine Companion service dog. Last January, I finally got to meet my service dog, Marcia. We quickly developed a very strong bond. Together, we go to my horseback riding lessons, school band practice, swim meets, and archery classes. Together, we pick vegetables, and we like to cut flowers. I love Marcia. She makes me feel like together we can do anything. I can't imagine life without her. She's a part of the family. We are just one of the thousands of teams Canine Companions has paired together over the past 50 years. With your help, we can continue for another 50. Visit canine.org to see the many ways you can change lives.
I can tell that we are gonna be friends.
There's an old story about cat toys that's been retold for over 20 years because it perfectly explains who we are. This is Dennis Sullivan, president of Care Heating and Cooling. Years ago, a couple who shared their house with 3 cats had another company out to look at their furnace. After working on it, the technician said it was dangerous and had to be replaced. The couple called Care for a second opinion, and my dad Mike went out to help them. When he inspected the furnace, the cause of the problem became obvious. A cat toy had been stuffed into the heat exchanger. With the toy removed, the furnace ran perfectly. Now, how did the toy get there? You can decide for yourself, but here's what mattered then and still matters now. The first company paid commissions to their service techs to sell new furnaces. At CARE, we pay our technicians to fix furnaces, not sell you a new one. And if a new furnace is needed, our team of replacement specialists will advise you on all options available and help you make your best choice. CARE Heating and Cooling. Call 1-800-COOLING when you need a company you can trust.
Think you know Buckeye football? These two say, hold my beer. The Beat with Austin and Byrne.
Sponsored by The Waterworks.
Daily on the Fan's YouTube and wherever you get your podcasts. Your home of the Buckeyes, The Fan.
The Fan Guest Hotline is sponsored by Weston Air Heating and Cooling and Bryant, doing whatever it takes to keep you and your home comfortable. The Fan.
Good morning, friends. You're listening to a special edition of Bishop and Friends, live from the Memorial.
Presented by The Waterworks and Header Plumbing, Drain, Heating and Cooling, and sponsored by Ohio for Responsible Gambling. Visit pausebeforeyouplay.org.
All right, broadcasting live, round one of the Memorial Tournament underway out here at Jack's Place at Muirfield Village. All sorts of celebrities out here. The unofficial teaching pro just walking by. Great to see you, Mr. Paul, there. Very nice. Time for a little thing or not a thing. Reese, go ahead.
Thing or not a thing.
Sponsored by Billiards Plus. Find your next grill and everything you need for the master griller. Billiards Plus on Dublin Center Drive in Dublin.
All right, so yesterday in Berea, wearing a Schmedium number 8 practice uniform, Jared Verse was introduced as the newest member of the Cleveland Browns. Here's Verse from his intro press conference trying to fill the shoes of Myles Garrett.
Myles is a great player. I watch his film every day. Keyed in on a couple of things he does, the moves he makes, the technicalities of every small aspect of his game. I very much study that to know that, I'm not here to fill his shoes. That's not my job. That's not in my description in any organization I go to. That's not my job. My job is to be the best me. If I'm the best me, I'm not going to be, Myles Garrett. I'm not going to be Max Crosby, this guy, that guy, the best players in the league. I'm going to be the best Jared, and that's going to be the best player in the league.
Thing or not a thing?
Lots of things here, right? Him in the 8 practice jerseys.
So that'll be the second thing or not a thing we'll get to.
We'll get to that. So I got a chance to talk to him yesterday. He is an alpha and lets it be known. Think about this. And by the way, he also gave an answer where he said that he was disappointed. No kidding. He's going from a Super Bowl champion.
Who wouldn't be?
He was a 2-time Super Bowl contender. He was a 2-time Pro Bowler. He was the NFL's Defensive Rookie of the Year. He was in what most people thought was the core of the L.A. Rams going forward. And L.A.'s a nice place to live. And you get transported to an organization that's in a little different spot. And so, but what I thought was amazing about this, so he finds out he's traded on his way to OTAs Monday morning. Monday night, gets his thoughts together. He talked about sitting with Braden Fisk, who's a guy he played with at Florida State, and kind of got his head around it. By Tuesday, he flew to Cleveland. Wednesday morning, he's at OTAs. Mm-hmm. So he had been a Brown for 48 hours and was at more OTAs than Myles was at. So he is everything that they want him to be. And he doesn't have to be Myles. You can't be that. But he can be his own best version of himself, and that's plenty good enough. This deal got done because he was included in it, and if he wasn't, it doesn't.
I think this is a really tough spot for Jared Verse. This is a huge thing because I think he isn't just being evaluated as a player in Cleveland, which I think he's going to be a great player for the Browns, but he's also being evaluated as the reason that Myles isn't there anymore, which obviously for a lot of Browns fans is tough for them to deal with right now, especially the state that the team's in. The other part of it, too, is he's going to be the face without the rest of the compensation. Because the rest of everything we traded Myles for isn't coming for multiple years down the line. I know we have a first-round pick next year, but you think about Myles right now is at probably the back end or in the midst of his prime. The players that we are going to get in placement of Myles outside of Jared Verse aren't going to be in their prime for many years down the line. So right now, the Browns traded their Hall of Fame edge rusher for the future, and Jared Verse is kind of stuck in that transition period where we don't know if we won or lost this trade yet. It's hard to win a trade where you trade a Hall of Famer, but he's going to be kind of the face of that, so it'll be really tough.
So this is going to be an exercise, and be careful what you read on the internet. You've got Football Crave is an account on Twitter. It's got a blue check mark. Dylan Gabriel is quoted with Jared Verse wearing a number 8 at practice yesterday from Dylan, quote, "Yeah, I was kind of hoping he would pay me for my number, but then he just started wearing it in practice," end quote. I can't ask you, did he say that or not, because it's not the segment, but thing or not a thing?
I don't believe that is an accurate statement.
I don't think it is either. I couldn't
I was
find
up
any
there yesterday. And
anytime he said anything.
The quarterbacks
yesterday.
didn't talk,
right.
So there would be no reason for him to do so unless he did on social.
He's not on social.
Kind of the only thing. I mean, here's the thing about Dylan. Dylan was a third-round pick. He was picked 2 rounds ahead of Shedeur last year. Actually, statistically, was better than Shedeur. Now, if you watch the game, Shedeur opened up the offense in ways that Dylan didn't. 2 very, very different players. Dylan was drafted to be a long-term backup, a cost-effective long-term backup who had the answers to the test. If there was an injury, he could be popped in, and now he's in the middle of all of this. I was surprised to see Verse in 8. That's usually not done like that in the NFL because you don't have duplicate numbers. So obviously they have some sort of plan for Dylan, or Dylan has accepted cash. Although the other thing about Dylan is, I mean, Dylan's a millionaire. He got paid handsomely at Oklahoma and Oregon. Mm-hmm. So it's not like he needs... I mean, I don't know what Jared Verse's rookie contract was. He's a first-round pick, but late first-round pick might be pretty similar. So that whole thing was a little awkward to see him in the 8, for sure.
I think this is a thing because no matter how...
Because they were both in 8. I didn't mean to interrupt, but they were both in 8
Both wearing 8 yesterday at Browns
which
OTA.
was weird, yeah.
Yes.
There's 2 sides to this. One side, I like Jared Verse. The one thing I really like about him, too, is Rams fans will tell you he's a leader. And him walking in day one and just grabbing number 8, I think is a leader, or at least a dog mentality that I like. But also, I can look at the Dylan Gabriel side of this and say... Not many players, no matter how you feel about him coming into Cleveland, not many players have been handed a harder deal than Dylan Gabriel has. Another quarterback, Shedeur Sanders, gets drafted the 5th round behind you. And so it makes a really tough situation for Dylan. And so I feel like the start to his career has been so rough. For any rookie quarterback, it's always rough, but he got a really, really tough hand in Cleveland.
Yeah.
Barry Jackson of the Miami Herald says, quote, "Aside from Bam Adebayo, there has been no player deemed off limits in the Miami Heat's pursuit of Giannis Antetokounmpo. Bucks co-owner Jimmy Haslam says Milwaukee will trade him if he doesn't commit to signing a long-term extension. The 31-year-old Antetokounmpo has a player option for 27-28. But this also from Barry of the Miami Herald, where the Miami Heat have been in on Antetokounmpo for months, and they seem to be one of the front runners. Thing or not a thing?
So I'm laughing as you're reading that. Well, you can have anybody but Bam. Well, we don't want anybody but Bam.
Yeah, Tyler Hero, other players, first-round draft picks.
Tyler
and
Hero's
pick
a nice player. He's a borderline all-star, but it's Giannis. You know, I mean, that's like going to be like if Pelinka around the Lakers was like, listen, you can have anybody but Luka. Well, okay, but I don't want the rest of this. Like, you're getting Giannis. Like, you pick it a little bit. So I'm going to go not a thing because, well, yes, of course. To me, for him to end up in Miami, it's going to have to be, they're going to have to get a third team involved. I don't see any scenario.
I think in most situations, a third team will have to come in between Milwaukee and whoever Giannis goes to.
There's one out there that seems to me like an apples for apples, and that's Boston. If Boston puts Jaylen Brown in the deal, that would be
the Cavs do Mobley, but it'd have to be something else.
Mobley and picks.
Yeah.
I mean, it can't just be Mobley. I mean, they have such an elevated view of Mobley.
Sure do.
Not a thing for me. I am so tired of the NBA constantly leaning on these trades and making them last forever. Like, one thing I would say for the NFL, the Myles Garrett deal got done. I'm sure it was longer than the week that they talked about it, but for all of us, there wasn't much chatter about it before. That's what makes it so much more fun. When we're talking about Giannis getting traded for 3 seasons, like, it just drags on forever. It's probably imminent that he's going somewhere, but this is just more Giannis trade talk that I just cannot handle. I hate it.
Game 2 of the Stanley Cup Final is tonight in Carolina. The Hurricanes host the Golden Knights, trailing 1-0. It's on at 8 o'clock. You'll be able to see it on ABC. The NHL unveiled a new All-Star Game format earlier in the week. Next February, they'll do it in Long Island. 5 teams are going to compete in a round-robin 3-on-3 tournament. The 5 teams, USA, Canada, Sweden, Finland, and rest of the world. NHL players from Russia will be eligible to be part of the rest of the world. Each team's going to consist of 11 players. And that All-Star Game is going to be at the UBS Arena next February 6th. Thing or not a thing?
I'm trying to think if there's anything any of these leagues could do to make me care about their All-Star Games.
Not much.
I think a USA versus World NBA I'd be intrigued by. I don't care about this. This isn't doing it for me. I don't need to see gimmicky stuff. Not a thing.
Not a thing for me either. I see they're trying to lean into, obviously the USA Canada over the past couple months was awesome during the break, but you're trying to play the hits here. I understand what they're going for, but the All-Star Games, they do not do it for me either, Bo.
No, I think it's really tough. All right, final hour from Jack's Place. Round 1 underway. The big guns, a lot of the big guns are out there. Some massive tee times coming up in the 1 o'clock hour to get you set for all of that. And
catch T-Bone and Tyvis weekday mornings from 6 to 9. If you're not completely satisfied, we'll rewind time and erase your brain. For real, the Fan.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone. Tired of snoring? Sleep Better Columbus can help with a custom mouthpiece that opens your airway and stops the snoring. No mask, no noise. Call 1-800-MORE-SLEEP or visit sleepbettercolumbus.com today. Stop snoring, sleep better, live better.
I'm Leslie from Pella Columbus.
And I'm Wilson from that other window place.
Wilson, it's important to us that when you call Pella Columbus, you talk to a real person.
You should hear how smooth it is when you call us.
You calling right now?
Yep. Oh, here we go. New windows. No. New window. Operator.
Get the windows that homeowners rated the leading window brand in Columbus at PellaColumbus.com.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell definitely not an attorney. This is Chuck. If someone talked you into buying something really silly and you want to get out of that silly little thing, my advice, get the facts. Call me and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit absolutely free. Inside, you'll learn how timeshare works and all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free exit information kit. 800-791-0000. That's 800-791-0000.
Yep, he's planning another project. So, this Father's Day at Lowe's, tap into free gifts for Dad. Get a free Select Craftsman power tool when you buy a Craftsman V20 charger with 2 amp-hour and 4 amp-hour batteries. Plus, get a free DeWalt power tool when you buy a Select 20-volt Max XR 4 amp-hour battery kit. Dad knows our best lineup is here at Lowe's. Valid through 7/14 while supplies last. Selection varies by location.
Hey, it's Anthony here for the Good Feet store, and my journey continues. No more agony of defeat. Already this season, I've walked 18 holes twice and lived to tell the story. My personally fit arch supports go where I go, and in this case, right into my shoes, all of them. I just pop them in any pair and off I go. Just having that support and the stability has made a world of difference for me. A while back, I walked into the Good Feet store and walked out with an entirely new outlook. And I knew it right away. After taking the test walk around the store, I felt the difference. And not just that cushy feeling. I'm talking about real support, the kind that makes you feel aligned. For more than 30 years, the Good Feet store has helped thousands of people discover the comfort they've been dreaming of. I experience it daily. I really feel my personally fit arch supports guide my feet into their ideal position. You can make an appointment online or just stop into the Good Feet store in Grove City or on Polaris Parkway in Westerville. Get started at goodfeet.com.
When sudden illness or injury strike, Ohio State offers 3 types of urgent care to meet any of your needs. From traditional urgent care to our specialized orthopedic urgent care for activity-related injuries and advanced urgent care for more serious injury and illness. Our experts treat everything from broken bones to ear infections and colds and flu. Ohio State Urgent Care. This is world-class care.
Don't wait for your AC to break down in the summer heat. Call Columbus Worthington Air for a $69 air conditioning tune-up. An AC tune-up can improve efficiency to help save money on energy bills and prevent costly breakdowns. Trust the local experts for reliable service 7 days a week, backed by our exceptional service guarantee. Proudly serving Columbus homeowners for 90 years and counting. Columbus Worthington Air and Bryant Heating and Cooling. Whatever it takes. Visit cwaohio.com/radio for details, terms, and conditions. License number 47543.
Great Lakes Hyundai. The savings are so good.
The savings are so good at Great Lakes. But have you seen our inventory? With over 1,000 new Hyundais to choose from, there's no need to settle at glakeshyundai.com. Find a new Palisade with the exact options you need, or a new Tucson in that color you have been seeing around town. Plus, every new Hyundai comes with Hyundai Assurance and America's best warranty. A 10-year, 100,000-mile coverage. At Great Lakes Hyundai, the savings and selection are so good.
I'm Tracy Townsend, anchor at 10 TV News This Morning. This community is my home, and it means everything to me. I care deeply about the stories we bring you each day, especially the ones that truly impact your life, from women's health and advocacy to the decisions happening at the State House. My goal is simple: help you feel informed and connected, because when news moves fast, you need a team that moves with you. Make the move to 10 TV News This Morning, weekdays from 5 to 9, anywhere you watch.
Hey, it's T-Bone again. Sleep apnea doesn't have to rule your nights. Sleep Better Columbus has been treating snoring and sleep apnea for over 15 years with proven results, and now has an office open in Marysville. Call 1-800-MORE-SLEEP or go to sleepbettercolumbus.com. Stop snoring, sleep better, live better.
Broadcasting live from the McDaniel GM Superstore Studios. Driving excellence since 1916. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive. WBNS HD1 Columbus.
Good morning. I'm Eric Reese. Our 50th Memorial Tournament rolls along out at Muirfield. JT Poston, JJ Spawn share the lead at 3 under. Poston's through 10, Spawn through 5. A gaggle of golfers, including Jordan Spieth, are one back at 2 under. World number 1, Scotty Scheffler's looking for the three-peat. He'll tee off at 1:35 this afternoon. In baseball today, the Guardians look to sweep the Yankees in the Bronx. Cleveland and New York go at 1:35. The Reds have the day off. There's day baseball in the Arena District. The Columbus Clippers host the Omaha Storm Chasers at 12:05. Gabriel Arias is going to make a rehab start there. In the NBA last night, the Knicks beat the Spurs 105-95 in Game 1 of the Finals. New York leads 1-0. San Antonio will host Game 2 on Friday. On the ice tonight in Carolina, the Hurricanes host the Golden Knights at 8. That's Game 2 of the Stanley Cup Final. Las Vegas won Game 1 earlier this week. They'll host Game 3 Saturday. This update is sponsored by the Waterworks and Header Plumbing, Drain, Heating, and Cooling, together to serve you better. Scheduled today at thewaterworks.com.
Oh, look, we let Bo out of his cage. You're listening to Bishop and Friends live from the Memorial.
Presented by the Waterworks and Header Plumbing, Drain, Heating, and Cooling. And sponsored by Ohio for Responsible Gambling. Visit pausebeforeyouplay.org.
All right, final hour here on a Memorial Tournament Day 1 edition of the program. I texted Uncle Dom.
What's he doing?
I said, "Where are you, dummy?"
Yeah.
That's. I mean, you can read it.
Oh, I trust you.
Yeah. I go, "Where are you, dummy?"
He probably read it, "Where are you, dummy?"
I'm seeing Jack's thing out on 17. I said, "You're choosing Jack over me?"
He just made something up.
He goes, "I love you, and I'll come by when this is over." He's never showed up this late, ever.
No, I was about to put on an APB for him. Yeah. We had Tom, Dan stopped by.
Yeah.
We have several luminaries from Muirfield Village, and I have not seen the mayor of
He's
Dublin.
the mayor. Yep. It's his town. Jack built it, and he raised it. It's that simple. This is awesome. It is the 51st playing in the 50th anniversary of the Memorial Tournament. So this just happened. I don't even know what. Oh, I know what led to this. We were having the conversation last week about what is the better last day of school movie, Superbad or Dazed and Confused. And we put it out on the poll, and I think Dazed won. Dazed won.
Yep.
And I was a Dazed guy, but I was curious if it was generationally that was the reason. And so the other night we were saying. This was Tuesday night. NBC and I were looking for something to watch, and I said, I'm like, let's find Days. Let's watch Days, see how it goes. So he hadn't seen it. So he's 14, and ironically enough, and I was unaware of this when I started watching it, the film is set in 1976, the same year as the first playing of the Memorial Tournament. And we're watching this show. We're watching Dazed and Confused, and he's not really laughing too much. And at one point he goes, Dad, is this legal?
Which part? Did he ask what legality?
It's a very good question out of you. Very good question. He had a very difficult time with the hazing. He had never seen it.
Ben Affleck and the paddle.
Well, and even Parker Posey with the air raid, like in what they did to the girls. He goes, was this real? Could you do this? And I said, yeah, I think you could. I was hazed. I don't know if you were going from 8th grade to freshman, but I was.
No, not at that time of my life.
So we had, in the small rural town where I grew up, we had freshman initiation, is what it was called. And one day in the first part of the year, it was football season, I remember vividly, you would show up to school, and the sophomores could dress you however they wanted.
Oh.
So you'd show up at 8 o'clock, and the sophomores would dress you. So they dressed me as a woman. So I went to school in a mini skirt and a tube top, and I had to walk around in high heels all day. At the end of the day, we go out, and in front of the whole school, like they really embrace this, in front of the whole school.
This is administrators and teachers, staff?
Administrators, teachers, kids, all classes, the whole school is out. We're out on the football field, and there's an obstacle course that you had to run through in your costume. Such things as like you'd have to do Bob for apples and eggs. You'd have to slide through like a foam pit while having wheat poured on you. You'd have to like barley, which itches like crazy, like all of these crazy things. And then at the end of it, you were a high school student.
Oh.
So this got me, a little different probably than what it was like in UA.
Did not have that. Did not have that in Upper Arlington.
Didn't have that in UA. No. Well, it was
I
a
think they
little
do it in
different.
Dublin either.
A little different on the Ponderosa.
Goodness.
Crazy in retrospect, but it was all we knew. And I remember my brother 2 years later, he had freshman initiation. Now, my youngest brother's 7 years younger, and it was done by then. But as I was explaining all of this to him, and he had many more questions about the ability to just drive around all day. And
why are they hanging out outside those places?
Some of the various...
all right. Probably didn't hit.
It didn't. Well, that's the other thing that didn't hit. Like, he thought Wooderson was a creep.
Well, he's an endearing creep.
I mean,
yeah.
I thought Wooderson was the funniest character of all time. I mean, the amount of people who say that's the best thing about these high school girls. I keep getting older. They say the same age. So like he's like, Dad, is that legal? Like he's like 25 and he's trying to date a sophomore. Is that legal then? I don't know. No, it wasn't.
No.
Probably, but it got me thinking. And this will all tie into 50 years of the memorial. When I watched that movie in 1996 or thereabouts, it was either the end of high school or the beginning of college. I can't remember exactly when I saw it. But when I watched that, it didn't seem that different than the life I was leading as a high school college kid. Seemed pretty similar. We drove around in cars. We went to drive-ins, and people would swap cars, and you'd wave at people, and you'd drag race.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't think they're listening. They're here. But, like, we definitely did the mailbox thing, and that happened. We just did stupid stuff like that. Now, all these years later, 30 years later, it's a life that's unrecognizable. It's unrecognizable. Nothing in that movie felt real to him at all. Our life, adolescent life, has changed
so much,
exponentially.
Even Superbad, I wonder, because
malls,
right? I mean, there are several things, and just because of where we are, we won't get into, but like that aren't around for teenagers anymore, or that aren't used as prevalent as they were, right?
Yeah.
And so, I wonder, you have plans to show them Superbad?
I don't know that I'm trying to.
Could
I've only seen it a couple of times. I'm trying to remember how uncomfortable I would be watching it with him.
Yeah,
there's a couple that would make me.
If you're able to catch it on one of the channels when you're doing your flipping, that would probably.
It's probably the ideal circumstance.
But I don't. I think you're right. I think that's still a couple of years away for being comfortable watching that with them.
Yeah. But it was their And you think about how something can endure 50 years and the changes of what matters to us and what doesn't. And I do think that we talk a lot on this show about nostalgia in regard to college football and the warm blanket of things. And we talked about it this morning about, the spring game and the unofficial start of summer, all of those things. The idea that something like this, that a golf tournament in Dublin that was started 50 years ago has been able to stay nimble, been able to adapt, been able to stay prevalent, been able to stay as cool now as it was then, is a remarkable testament to some of the things that still work. Ironically enough, brought my boys to today, the two oldest, and they were as excited for this as they were last fall when I took them to a Buckeye football game.
Yeah.
They were as excited for this. They couldn't wait to see it. They couldn't wait to see the players, all of it. Like, some things do remain. They're not many, but there are some. And those that do ought to be celebrated and sure as heck ought to be appreciated.
Certainly, as you think back to how long this place has been here. And I know we've talked and we'll continue to talk just about the trajectory that Central Ohio was on since 1976. And in those 50 years, everything has boomed. Everything's gotten bigger. Everything has gotten more. And this place has changed so much, but still kept so much of the charm that brought everybody here in the first place.
Yeah.
And it's even from a golf standpoint, well, obviously becoming one of the signature events, become an even greater force in that realm where I think back to, John Rahm. We were talking about the 2020 tournament that was played in July of that year.
Yeah,
and then I think the year after where he was pulled off the course.
Oh, my God, that's right.
And just how, golf has changed since then. But this has maintained.
It has.
Even gotten better. And, Bryson DeChambeau not here this week because of how that, went with him going to Live Golf. And you have to wonder if he's sitting there going, man, I just wish I could be a part of all of this.
I'm sure he does.
Yeah.
And, it's interesting you went there, and that's kind of where I wanted to go next anyway, because Rory had an availability this week, and he was talking about Adam Scott and Justin Rose. And I don't know if any of us knew how close this whole thing was to crumbling.
Yeah.
It didn't. It thrives, and the folks that are here continue to be an integral part of all of it. We will continue from Muirfield Village, Bishop and Friends, right here on The Fan.
We're known for three things: games, conversation, and Common Man yelling about things only he cares about. The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
Getting a little older doesn't have to mean, well, getting older. This is Jeff for Tri-State Men's Health. And if you're feeling low energy, can't sleep, can't lose weight, are struggling with brain fog, or your sex drive is off, it's time to change it up. At Tri-State Men's Health, our advanced medical strategies featuring TRT, GH peptides, NAD+, GLP-1s, and more treat low T and other hormonal issues to help you shed pounds, have more energy, enhance your body composition, improve sleep, increase your sex drive, and so much more, getting you back in the game again. So don't be older. Be stronger in the gym. Be sharper at work. Be better in the bedroom, and be more confident in every part of your life. So call us today and find out how our advanced treatment strategies could change the game for you. Your first visit is just $99 and includes blood work and a medical consult. And if you start on one of our advanced treatment plans on the day of your appointment, your visit is free. Call 800-900-9654 or go to tristatemenshealth.com.
Feature therapies are compounded and have not been evaluated nor approved by the FDA. Provider prescription required. See website for details.
Experience the adrenaline of Barrett-Jackson in Columbus, Ohio, June 25th to 27th. See hundreds of no-reserve collector cars cross the auction block, interactive sponsor displays, and a wide selection of food and drinks. It's an exciting, high-octane event for fans of all ages. Tickets on sale now at barrett-jackson.com.
Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter. Bring your landscape back to life with an unbeatable deal from Ohio Mulch. 5 bags of premium mulch for just $10. You choose from absolute black, brown, or red to make your flowers pop and your curb appeal shine. Visit ohiomulch.com to find a location near you.
When you can't see, you can't react. Too many railroad crossings have deadly sight obstructions that block drivers' views of oncoming trains. When you can't see the train, you can't react in time. These tragedies are preventable. Clearing vegetation and installing gates saves lives. Report bad railroad crossings at angelsontrack.org. That's angelsontrack.org. Because bad crossings kill good drivers. Sponsored by Angels on Track, aired by OAB and this station.
Welcome back to What Is That Thing? Today our guest is
Dr. Melvin Parsbrucker. I invented the sump pump.
Ah, the sump pump. I've heard Apex pros talk about those.
Yes, the pros who knows are true experts in sump pumpology.
So, Doctor, what is that thing?
You see, a sump pump is a device designed to pump out sump.
Sump?
For the pump.
You say the pumps?
Sump.
Sump. And what exactly is sump?
It's what gets pumped.
I want to be sure I'm hearing you right. Sump?
Sump.
And that's what gets
pumped. Look, maybe Apex Pros can explain it at your level.
Well, Apex Pros says some pumps are made to keep groundwater from accumulating and flooding your basement, especially this time of year with the big spring rains and the uniquely shallow water table in and around Franklin County. A simple sump pump can protect your home from tens of thousands of dollars in damage.
It's made to sump the pump.
Of course.
No doubt about it. Columbus loves Apex Pros. The pros who knows. ApexPros.com.
Feeling stressed or overwhelmed? Not sure how to get the mental health help you need? We've got your back. Call the Mental Health Insurance Assistance Office at 855-438-6442. We'll help you figure out what mental health benefits may be in your health plan. No more confusion, just the support you deserve. Call the Mental Health Insurance Assistance Office at 855-438-6442.
Does heel pain make you hobble just getting out of bed in the morning? If heel pain is affecting your ability to exercise and meet your walking or running goals, relief is as close as your local podiatrist. Podiatric physicians are highly trained doctors who specialize in medical and surgical treatment of the foot and ankle. Ohio Foot and Ankle podiatric physicians are available across the state and are devoted to providing the highest quality foot and ankle care.
For more information or to find a member of the Ohio Foot and Ankle Medical Association near you, visit ohiofoot.org.
In the old days when people lived to be 40, you only had one option for listening to your favorite show. But now, ooh, baby, radio, podcast, the Fan app, and YouTube, whew, just to name a few, live or on demand. You have no excuses. The Fan. Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
It's a beautiful afternoon with lots of sunshine and temperatures hitting around 85 degrees today. As we head into tonight, skies stay mostly clear and temperatures fall back into more of a comfortable range in the lower 50s. Friday sees an even warmer day as we get highs in the mid 80s again, but we're going to have a little bit more wind to impact our day. I'm your 10 Weather Impact meteorologist, Lily Aldrich, with 97.1 The Fan.
Miss a little, miss a lot. Catch Bishop and Friends wherever you get your podcasts. It's free.
Sponsored by Atlas Butler Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing.
The Fan. Bo Bishop is here in real life? Must be Memorial Week. Broadcasting live from the Memorial Tournament. It's Bishop and Friends.
Presented by The Waterworks and Header Plumbing, Drain, Heating, and Cooling. And sponsored by Ohio for Responsible Gambling. Visit pausebeforeyouplay.org.
And if you're on your way out here to the Memorial Tournament, round one is underway. In terms of kind of some, they do such a great job with this of putting those featured pairings together and having a couple of them back to back to back. So, for example, in the 8 o'clock window, there were some really cool ones that went off with Jason Day and Jordan Spieth. If you're out here right away, you're able to take that in and appreciate those two guys. I know my boys both followed. They followed Spieth all the way around. NBC reporting an 85-foot putt. I have no idea if that's accurate or not, but he said it. So he learned
That
from the old
sounds right.
man.
Yeah.
Say it emphatically.
Say it with confidence.
Maybe it's true. 10 o'clock. So these guys are going to be out on the middle of the front as it stands right now. These consecutive pairings, Justin Rose, Ricky Fowler, Cam Young, and Tommy Fleetwood, then Rory McIlroy, Justin Thomas. So that's just money. That's 10 o'clock, 10:10, 10:25. That's when they teed off. So tomorrow those guys will be in the 1 o'clock flight.
Yep.
Is when that will go. And if you're on your way out here now for the afternoon, and this is, here's a little sneaky truth. This is my favorite day.
Yeah, I would say this is the best day.
Manageable.
Yeah.
It's really manageable. Like, the crowds are big, but they're not crazy like they are tomorrow and like they'll be on the weekend. So you can really get close to some of these guys. And then the other kind of money grouping starts in the 1 o'clock hour. So at 1:05, you have Gary Woodland and Patrick Cantlay. That's at 1:05. Matt Fitzpatrick, Russell Henley. That's at 1:15. 1:25, Xander and Ludwig Oberg. And then at 1:35, Aaron Rai and Scotty Scheffler. So from a viewing perspective, they're pretty dang smart with how all of this operates. And so pretty cool on that side of things. You know what jumped out at me, and this dovetails into the point you were making about how this place has evolved and kind of continued to stay top of mind. And I mentioned that Rory comment where he's praising Justin Rose and Adam Scott because a lot of the guys in that era, he didn't mention it by name, but you knew what he was talking about, bounce for live and bounce for the paychecks, and they stuck, and they figured it out. So one of the guys who did bounce, and if you handed me this tee sheet, go ahead and read the 10th alternate on that tee sheet.
One Brooks Koepka.
Yeah. That's the cost.
And I do think for everybody that says, well, yeah, he got the money. The money's great, right? But just being an alternate there is I think, just a life comes at you fast moment. You pick the money.
Yeah.
And this is kind of that, where he's going to be the 10th alternate for a little bit until he's welcomed back into this field. And that's, choices, consequences, but boy, that's alarming because I didn't see that.
No, yeah. So that's the other side of it.
And that was the deal he struck was you got to sit and you got to be an alternate. You got to pay some. Yeah, he has like $5 million is what he had to pay. It was a charitable donation. And then he forfeits winnings for 2 years, I think.
Yeah. The thing that you tip your hat to is that he's doing
it. That he's there, right.
Because he doesn't need to.
It could be Bryson, and I think Bryson's just pouty and off somewhere else.
Well, I don't know. Yeah, who knows what happens with him and Rahm? They still have contracts, too. So you have all of that you're kind of working through. I think Scotty's here. When is Bryson up? This summer?
Yeah, Bryson is definitely this year. And Bryson has kind of hinted at trying to work his way back in. Rahm feels like it's a couple years left on the contract, and it's tough for him to get out of it. So,
what is, by the way, good to see you.
Yeah, you too.
I love that video of you and Timmy and AR.
Yeah.
On 12.
I would have loved it a little bit more if I didn't hit it right in the water.
But didn't you ended up saving, right? Didn't you hit you were the only one who made the putt.
I did make the putt, but yeah, they still, the entire round, I had worked up to that shot, on 12. All right, this is the time. And then right in the water. And I knew it right away, too, as soon as the club hit the ball. Brutal.
How many times have you played here?
4 or 5, I'd say.
Okay. Have you ever played well here?
No.
Okay.
No.
Do you do better with swing lube?
So what's great is you get the transfusion, right? And I do feel like for the first 2 holes after the transfusion, 10 and 11, you're feeling a little bit better. But then I think it caught up to me on 12.
Yep. Yeah. The swing lube helps until it doesn't.
Yeah.
So I've played this a bunch, most of the time in media, but I've played it with buddies through the years too. This golf course, first of all, it's brutal for if you suck like I do. It's really hard. But even for people who are good, I think you can. I played once here with the great Jeffrey D. Logan, who you can hear doing the announcements on the tees. I played once here with him, and he was the club champion here a few years. And I worked with his daughter Katie, who's just a princess of a woman. And so we played out here once. And I remember we were playing with somebody. And he said, "Well, what's the handicap?" And they said 12. And he goes, "You won't break 100." And the guy was like, "Yeah, I'm going to break 100." No. Did not break 100, because if you don't hit greens, you're done.
Yes.
Every green is elevated, protected, the rough, all of those handsy shots that you got to have the perfect touch for. If you don't have it here, you're done. You're absolutely done. Now, I will say this golf course, and my guess is you played it mostly in the media days, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Have you ever played it non-media day?
One time non-media.
What time of year?
It was fall. It was October. And it was the best round. That was the best round of my life.
I didn't know you were going to say that. I didn't know you played it in the fall. That's exactly what I was going to say. These are 2 different golf courses. You play this when we have to play it for the media outing in the late spring, wet, rough to here. There are times where you will hit a ball 10 yards, 10 feet off the fairway, and you can't find it.
Right.
Here.
Right.
In the fall, it rolls a little bit. The rough's down a little bit. It's a much different experience.
Totally different. And you're right. It's really those shots around the green that you just don't experience in any other round that you play all year.
No.
Right? And you get in a sand trap. Bo, I was in a sand trap, and I hit 3 times and couldn't get out, and so I had to just pick it up and throw it. That's how bad it was. It was that deep.
You can't see out of most of them.
Right.
The ones that are on 8.
Yes. Yeah.
Reese, you go down there. You need to have like
like someone's got to
Yes.
almost like Indiana
You need a
Jones. Where they've
rope.
got to like lower
You
you
got a
down and then
paratroop-
pick you back up.
Right.
This goes back to like the conversation we had earlier this week when we were doing Hey Guys about if you could pick any course in the world with any 3 celebrities, who would you pick? And I hesitated to say a course like Augusta because I just don't know if I would enjoy it. Like you're there, yes, but you're just getting crushed. And this kind of feels like not that extreme, but still, if you're not good, you just have a really bad time.
So for me, I'm curious for you, Bo.
Yeah.
Because for me, it was about finding a couple highlight shots. You know, through the round, it didn't matter what your score was. It was like, I want to play a couple of these holes, like a couple
Makes sense.
pars, get a couple where you knock it close, or a chip that you like feel great about. That's what it was about for me more than like the score, because I knew the score was going to be awful.
Same. So, man's got to know his limitations. I know mine. I'm not good. I'm never going to be good. I'm a man. I'm 40. It's too late. I'm never going to be able to put in the time to be good to where I'm going to be somebody who could come to a place like this and even shoot in the 80s. I'm just not. It's too late. But the one thing that my attitude was, this is going to be a stunning walk in nature. And every time 90% of the time I played this, I played with Dom. So I'm playing with one of my best buddies and playing with the great Paul Spahn, longtime sports director at Channel 10. So most of the times I played here, I played with those guys. But then I played here with Jack Nicklaus Jr. I played a whole round with Jack Nicklaus Jr. I hit it in front of the Golden Bear, like I told that story earlier. Like those type of experiences are such one of ones that I viewed it as, I'm walking around a place that Jack Nicklaus said, I'm going to build something for my town with the idea of we're going to host a tournament here, and this is going to be my crown jewel. And when you hear him talk about this place, he still talks about it that way. Still. And so I just viewed it that way. And yes, did it beat me up? For sure. Were there times where I just said, I'm out of this hole. I'm good. I need to take a break. I'll see you on 10.
And you're lucky you got to play with friends. I had to play with Tim Hall. So,
jeez.
You know, I was screwed in that situation.
What a miserable 4 hours that is.
Yeah.
Bury him in the sand trap.
It's a lot. You bring up Augusta. Here's the other thing. If this is your first time coming and you haven't been here before and you've only seen it on television, you cannot believe the topography. I told this earlier. Every time I've played here, especially when it's really going bad, walking down 9 fairway, up to 10 tee, down 10, up to 10 fairway, breaks me.
Mm-hmm.
It breaks you. For me, I'm just exhausted at that point. Physically, mentally, all of it.
That walk off the tee at 10, where you're going down and then you're going back up. Oh, my.
Just you're coming off of the whole front.
So, Bo, the very first time I played this, media day, I get off the course, take my clubs to the car, and they have a nice little reception afterward.
Yeah.
I was too tired to walk from my car back into the reception. I just sat in my car with the air conditioning because my feet were killing me.
It's a true story. So I forgot about this until you said it. Probably second time I played here, I just got a brand new pair of golf shoes. Spring golf season. You know where this is going. By 7, my heels are blistered, on fire. On fire. I make the turn, and I went to my car, and I got my sneakers to play the back.
Yeah.
Because I couldn't walk in. I had 2 choices. I'm either going to go barefoot, or I'm going to go get sneakers at the turn. And that was it. So, yeah, it breaks you about every way that it can. And guess what? It can break these guys, too.
No doubt. I saw Rory had a double, I think, on 3 right away. Fowler had a triple. There's high scores out here. That's what you love about this place, too, is there's so many high scores. Like, almost every hole you could see a double or a triple.
Yeah, to your point, Ricky Fowler's +4 through 6. Looks like bogey on 3, bogey on 4. He had an eagle on 5, but then double bogeys on 2 and on 6.
Yeah.
So best of times, worst of times.
And Rory, too, struggling.
Yeah.
Yeah, McIlroy's +2 through 4.
He's never won this.
He had a double bogey at 3. He wasn't here last year.
No, he wasn't here last year. He's never won it. I don't know why this course should fit his eye. He's a bomber. The fairways are wide. It just I don't know what it is, but he's never really, I don't know if he's ever even been in the mix here.
Yeah,
he has to have, I'm sure, at one point that I can't recall.
Yeah.
But he's never won it. and it feels like it should be the type of course that he would thrive at. We will continue. Round 1 of the Memorial Tournament underway at Jack's Place at Muirfield Village. Bishop and Friends, right here on The Fan.
Sun, splashes, and nonstop fun await at Zoombezi Bay.
Get your season pass for unlimited thrills,
including our all-new conservation tower. Buy now at ZoombeziBay.com.
I'm Leslie from Pella Columbus.
And I'm Wilson from that other window place.
Wilson, energy bills have been crazy as of late, which has had our phone ringing off the hook. Pella windows give you both a home makeover and often an energy bill makeover.
We hear that all the time at the other window place. We love the makeover. No, wait. We want a do-over. That's what they say. Is do-over and makeover the same thing?
Get the windows that homeowners rated the leading window brand in Columbus at PellaColumbus.com.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. If you've been injured in a car accident, call America's largest injury law firm. For over 35 years, my mission has been to deliver more for our clients, to deliver more for you. If you or anyone in your family has been injured in a car accident, call us now, as the time to file a claim may be limited. Last year, more clients hired Morgan & Morgan than ever before, protecting America, fighting for you. Morgan & Morgan. Injured? Dial pound law.
Morgan & Morgan, Ohio office located at 600 Vine Street, Cincinnati. Prior results do not guarantee a similar outcome.
Common Man here. Join me June 20th for the Common Man Mile at this year's Fan 5K in Westerville. Get signed up at 971therace.com.
The 97.1 The Fan 5K is presented by Ohio State Wexner Medical Center, and the Common Man Mile is sponsored by Rose Pest Solutions. Rose Pest Solutions has been protecting Columbus homes and businesses for over 165 years. Got a pest problem? Rose is the solution. Call 800-966-ROSE or visit rosepestsolutions.com.
Get your air conditioner fixed fast. Call Care Heating and Cooling, 1-800-COOLING.
Good morning, I'm Isaiah Jacob. This Memorial Tournament leaderboard update is sponsored by the BMI Federal Credit Union. Tee off towards a more personal banking experience at BMI Federal Credit Union, your CBUS Top Picks best credit union for 8 years in a row. Visit bmifcu.org. The 50th edition of the Memorial Tournament is underway at Muirfield Village. At the top of the leaderboard, all tied up at 3 under, JT Boston, Keegan Bradley, JJ Spawn, Tommy Fleetwood, Cam Young right now sitting even through 5. Struggling a bit this morning, Rory McIlroy and Justin Thomas, both 2 over through 4. And then coming up this afternoon, all eyes turn to world number 1 Scotty Scheffler. The defending champion tees off at 135 alongside Aaron Rai as he looks to become just the second player ever joining Tiger Woods to win 3 straight Memorial Tournaments right here in Dublin. Leaderboard updates all weekend long on 97.1 The Fan.
Bishop and Friends is sponsored by Diamond Seller, your true jeweler for almost 80 years. The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
The only thing better than a Muirfield milkshake is when Bo uses it to hold his bourbon. You're listening to Bishop and Friends live from the Memorial.
Presented by the Waterworks and Header Plumbing, Drain, Heating, and Cooling. And sponsored by Ohio for Responsible Gambling. Visit pausebeforeyouplay.org.
Look, this is 20 Memorial Tournaments for me, so I've been around for a while, and when you've been around for a while, you learn a few things. Certainly learn your way around this place. Hopefully you know a little bit about radio. One thing that I don't know, and certainly when a man knows his limitations, he also knows where to get help. And I don't know anything about taking care of pests like ants and termites. So that's what I do when that happens. I turn to my friends at Rose Pest Solutions. Over 165 years of experience, they've mastered their craft. The nation's oldest family-owned pest control company. The pros from Rose protect Columbus homes and businesses with expert pest prevention and treatment. Got a pest problem? Rose is a solution. Call 800-966-ROSE or visit rosepestsolutions.com. We stumbled into that Rory conversation about, and you had mentioned, we heard Isaiah in the update there, that he's struggling a little bit. And I just, as I was talking about him, I thought to myself, well, he's never really played well here.
No.
And then you went and fact-checked it.
So, yeah, he's this is his 14th appearance. Yeah, he's over 13. Only twice in his last 22 rounds has he broken 70.
Jeez.
Out at Muirfield Village. He's got 5 top 10 finishes, 4 top 20 finishes. He's also missed the cut twice. Right now he's +1. He's heard Isaiah through 5 at a double bogey on 3.
Huh. That's something, because it feels like it'd be a place that would fit his high absolutely. He's skipped it a few years, and obviously Scotty going for a little bit of history. And we were talking a little bit about just how the thriving that this event has done, how it continues to thrive as the years stack. There's no question that the apex of this event, and I don't know, and you could say the apex of the sport, was Tiger winning his 3 in a row. Now, I was not here at that time. I did not cover those. I don't have a point of reference on it. But that was honestly my first awareness of the tournament was Tiger, because I was either in college at that point or just getting out of college, and my buddy of mine loved golf, and the Tiger boom was happening at that point. Everybody was getting into it, people who hadn't played it. And so anytime Tiger was in the mix, and he was in the mix always, you would watch a tournament. So that was the first time that I kind of became aware of the Memorial Tournament as someone who did not grow up here, was that. And I can tell you this absolutely, because he was still in his prime, or the back end of his prime, when I first started covering this tournament.
Yeah.
When Tiger was here versus when he wasn't was noticeable. The galleries, when Tiger was in the mix, at this place, there was no room to move anywhere. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Jeff Hogan and I, back at Channel 10, always great to see him. He and I were walking. We had the Inside the Ropes passes, and we were walking with him on the final round in 12 when he had the shot on 16. That is just one of the iconic shots, and Jack's on the call for it. And I have such these cool things. This is one of the things I'm so appreciative of. I have these incredible images of like me and Dom interviewing Tiger. Like just these crazy things. And those of us who have been here a lot, like we have those touchstones. I don't know. Well, I do know this. This sport will never have something like that again.
No.
It'll never have that type of crossover star again. He was a one-of-one unicorn in every possible way, and it's so cool that he's tied to this place. It's so cool that he won here as much as he did. I think it mattered to him that he won here a lot. It mattered to him he won at Bay Hill a lot. It mattered to him he won at Five. There are places that mattered to him that he won the most, the traditional places, and this was one of them. And it was so cool to be a part of that. And so while golf will never maybe get back to that type of zenith, it has survived and thrived a near decapitation with what happened with Liv 5 or 6 years ago.
Yeah, and teetering.
It was, man. Like, we were all
on the edge of extinction.
I remember doing shows and saying, like, oh, my God, they just bought golf. The Saudis bought golf.
Yep.
And the money's never going to run out. And then come to find out they had less tolerance for not turning a profit than I thought. They really did.
And we had talked about that, when Liv started and they started throwing money at everything and everyone. Yeah. I forget what they paid Greg Norman. You're like, hey, sure, you want to do that there? You'd wondered, are these billionaires going to get bored with it? And turns out, yes. The phrase is used a lot in sports. You strap a rocket ship to it. And when Tiger won in 99 and 2000, I think it was 2000 I can remember. And then obviously he wins again in 01. But that's really where he and this course, and I think golf in a more casual sense, had a rocket ship strapped to it.
Yeah.
And it was just propelled into everybody's consciousness. Tiger Woods was propelled to everybody's consciousness. And then it kept rolling to where you saw it. I'd have been my first Memorial 2014 or 15. He was doing media availability, and I got to go down there. And I wasn't going to ask any questions, but I was standing 5 feet from Tiger Woods.
Yeah.
And that's a holy bleep moment for a young kid trying to make it in radio. And then I remember it was maybe that year or the next year where he's the first person out on the course Sunday because of how bad he'd played on Saturday. He'd made the cut barely. And he's sprinting down 17, and he's trying as he can down 18 because he's just done. And I think it was during the same time, obviously, as the well-documented issues that he had back then with his to see that. It was still Tiger Woods, and you could still hear a gallery despite Tiger Woods not being in contention and wanting to be nowhere else.
So he made the cut that year. He made the cut that year, but he had the low score of the people who made the cut.
Yeah.
And I want to say it was Kyle Robertson of the Dispatch who had a photo of Tiger walking by himself.
He was in his red and black. And for me, as a singular athlete, there's nothing more intimidating than the Sunday Tiger.
The Sunday Tiger is like Mike Tyson in the burlap sack.
Yeah.
Like, that's what it is. Like, when you saw those things coming, it was like lights out. But he played by himself. He was the first one off, and he played by himself. And it was this crazy image of, my God, Tiger's walking by himself down the fairway at Jack's place, a place that he had so dominated. I think golf's in a really good spot now. I see everything through I try to do this. I think it's valuable. I try to look at things through how my kids do, because I think about, well, they're the next group of people that are into this. And NBC's 14 now, and golf's been part of their life their whole lives. Like, we've always been at a club. Their in-laws we go and they play golf there, and so they've had sticks in their hands since they were very, very little. But in the last year or so, it has really ratcheted up for him. And his love of it, watching it, following a guy, like their enthusiasm coming out here, led me to believe that this game will it ever approach late 90s, 2000s, mid-2000s Tiger boom? No, I don't think. No,
but it's so much different, because
it's just
even
never.
You think of how golf is consumed these days with, kids that are the age of yours. They consume it on YouTube. They consume it on social media. There's the good. There's even what Bryson's doing, printing his irons. It's all just so different. And so when I look out here and I just kind of see the age ranges and the variety of people, this is thriving.
I think you nailed it. We were talking about Bryson. So when you talked about the good guys, like you talk about that stuff, that's the thing that's really interesting. Like, they love Bryson, love him, and so like he is going to he's going to be the next one that's going to have a real interesting decision, because does he come back to because he doesn't need to. If he wants to win majors, he probably needs to. He needs to play competitive golf at a high level over and over again, but he doesn't need to. He's got the exemptions. He can play the majors. He can do all of those things. And then, obviously, financially, he's set beyond belief, and the YouTube stuff's incredibly popular. So it's one of those things. Remember, Scotty James always used to say, what's your why? Mm-hmm. That's something he's going to have to ask.
So one thing that's interesting to me is when COVID hit, it felt like golf was dwindling, right, as far as the number of players playing it. And I can tell you that I went to try and sign up for a country club right around 2020, and they were begging people to get in. It was like, initiation fees, we don't even need them. We just need you in the door.
Pay some dues.
Just bodies.
Yes. And then once COVID hit, everybody started playing golf again, and because that's what you could do. And then a huge boom for the sport, and now you look at it, and every tee time is almost always booked. And these country clubs, they're not looking for small initiations. They have long waiting lists, people trying to get in. It's actually ridiculous at this point.
It is a fantastic point out of you, and it's so funny you say that. Now this is all rushes back. The first things that we did outside as a family during COVID was we went to the club and played, because you could. You could socially distance. I remember the cups had foam in them.
Yes.
Remember that?
Oh, yeah.
And you'd be like, because the ball, you didn't want people touching the cup, for God's sakes. But you think how quick golf was the first sport back.
Yep.
Yeah.
Down at Seminole, they played that. Then they went out Mountain Shadows and did that one. Like, there were all of those events. And then here we played
back-to-back
July.
weeks.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right. It was back-to-back.
Yeah, because they did, I think they did the work day, and then they did the Memorial back-to-back weeks. And that was like one of the first things back. In fact, I'm curious, do you think there's a sport that benefited more from that COVID break than golf? Because I feel like golf completely took off after.
The only thing I'm mad about all this is that it's 11:42, and I'm up against it.
Yeah.
Because I could honestly do an hour on this.
Yeah.
This is a tremendous thought, and it's something.
Friday's show. Where to plan?
All of the layers to it. It is. No, I don't think so. I think this was the one that benefited the most. And I think your examples of tee times, country clubs, inability, all of it, it's the perfect example. The first vacation I remember that we took as a family, we went to Nemacolin. And it was like every other room was rented, and then the golf course was wide open because there was nobody there. And so the very first trip that we did during COVID was at Nemacolin. We went and played golf.
Yeah.
And I think
crazy.
everybody had the same ideas. Not just a suit, Scotty.
How long you been out here for? Like, what's your total from Monday?
Oh, gosh. Monday. I mean, I don't care. I just love being here, Eric. Like, I could be here. You say you get out to Muirfield Village and you hang out, I'll be here all week. So,
and you will be.
Yes,
you will.
I will.
Three things on a Thursday edition, Bishop and Friends, right here on The Fan.
If you miss a live show, you can catch the podcast. If you miss the podcast, our hosts have volunteered to have dinner with you.
The meatloaf!
The Fan.
Amazon Business. Innovative AI tools optimize your purchasing experience, paired with delivery options built for business. Learn more at AmazonBusiness.com.
When you saw your heating bills this winter, did you think this is out of control? The problem is your house is leaking money, and the only thing higher than your heating bills are your cooling bills. Steve here from USA Insulation. Let us fix your energy bill problem for good. If you aren't foam insulated, you really aren't insulated. For $99 a month, interest-free, we'll foam your home and help cut those energy bills. 529-2440 or USAinsulation.net.
USA Insulation.
In the military, the mission was clear. You knew what to do. Now, the mission has changed. Stepping into civilian life isn't about finding a job. It's finding your purpose.
I wanted a career that would leverage the skills and discipline I gained in the military. IT just felt right.
My Computer Career offers class schedules that fit into your life and skills in high demand. Put your VA benefits to work. Visit mycomputercareer.edu/CWP to jumpstart your IT career today. An Elite CompTIA certification partner. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
Feeling stressed or overwhelmed? Not sure how to get the mental health help you need? We've got your back. Call the Mental Health Insurance Assistance Office at 855-438-6442. We'll help you figure out what mental health benefits may be in your health plan. No more confusion, just the support you deserve. Call the Mental Health Insurance Assistance Office at 855-438-6442.
When you are a member of Tel-Ohio, your money works harder for you. Lock in 4% APY on a 24-month CD and watch your savings grow with a credit union built for its members. Visit telohio.org to learn more.
Federally insured by NCUA. Membership open to anyone in Ohio. Restrictions apply.
High energy bills? Your HVAC system could be the reason. Save up to $2,000 on a new HVAC system with Columbus Worthington Air. Smart homeowners know an old air conditioner can cost you more every month. Don't let it drain your wallet. Upgrade to efficient, reliable comfort with payment options that fit your budget. Backed by our exceptional service guarantee. Columbus Worthington Air and Bryant Heating and Cooling. Whatever it takes. Visit cwaohio.com/radio for details, terms, and conditions. License number 47543.
Hey, it's T-Bone again. Sleep apnea doesn't have to rule your nights. Sleep Better Columbus has been treating snoring and sleep apnea for over 15 years with proven results and now has an office open in Marysville. Call 1-800-MORE-SLEEP or go to sleepbettercolumbus.com. Stop snoring, sleep better, live better.
Enough already.
We can do more.
Enough already. We can find a cure.
Enough already.
We can do better for our kids.
Enough already. We are relying on you.
We can come together to support Children's Cancer Research Fund, a national nonprofit dedicated to ending childhood cancer that is on the front line of breakthroughs. Because
it's enough already.
Go to childrenscancer.org today.
Hey, this is Bobby Carpenter here with my friend Jake Ballard with QC Kinetics. So, Jake, I know that the years of football began to erode your knee. Did that subside when you got done playing football, or is that something that has persisted even years after retiring?
When I retired from football, the pain didn't go away. So for me, I had a lot of pain in my left knee, and it was something that caused me aches and pains every day, especially in the morning and the evening. Once I arrived at QC Kinetics and saw Dr. Tesner, they told me all about my knee. The one thing that really got me excited was there's no surgery, and we started treatment right away.
It can change your life, and hopefully that's been the same for you as it has for me.
Bobby, I feel a lot better. Walking without pain, going through my day without pain, even having no pain while I was being more active and hiking or riding a bike.
So, Jake, it was great talking to you about this. And if you're dealing with that kind of pain, check out QC Kinetics, located in Dublin and in Gahanna, 380-208-4544. That's 380-208-4544, or go to qckinetics.com/Columbus.
T-Bone and Tybus is sponsored by Capital Ford of Columbus.
What kind of steak? I got a New York strip, 14 ounce.
Can you put away 14 ounces of steak in one sitting?
What are you? Who are you talking to? Yes, I did.
Mornings on The Fan. All your favorite fan shows are available when you want them.
Head to 971thefan.com and hit that subscribe button.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination. You're listening to Bishop and Friends, live from the Memorial.
Presented by The Waterworks and Header Plumbing, Drain, Heating, and Cooling. And sponsored by Ohio for Responsible Gambling. Visit pausebeforeyouplay.org.
Round one underway out at Jack's Place. Always awesome. This is a Chamber of Commerce day. If you're on your way out, you are going to enjoy it. A little breeze, a little cooler. Obviously get more warm as the weekend goes along. Warmer tomorrow. It has been picture perfect today out at Muirfield Village. What do we have in the poll today,
The
Reese?
Daily Fan Poll is sponsored by JT's Pizza and Pub. It asks, do you think sports teams should be able to control the resale market for their tickets? 55%
Holy smokes.
say no.
You asked for a more detailed poll question
That's
yesterday.
great.
I think you're getting one.
That they delivered, right?
So what is this in regard to? Is this Knicks fans buying Spurs tickets?
Knicks fans buying front row seats for Game 1 of the NBA Finals, and I think it's all juxtaposed to when Dan Gilbert was like, no, we're not having New York fans in our arena.
I'm mixed on it.
Right up front.
I'm mixed on it because, like, if I pay for that ticket, it then becomes mine, and to me, I should be able to sell it for whatever I want to. However, buying a ticket, from the ownership side, they would say, well, buying a ticket is a privilege.
Yeah.
And with that privilege comes responsibility to not sell to opposing teams.
Since I'm okay with what Dan Gilbert did, I have to say yes.
Yeah. I think that's fair. All right, time for three things on a Thursday.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3 things.
Sponsored by Newman Roofing. For all your roofing, gutter, or siding needs, call Newman Roofing today at 614-NEW-ROOF or visit online at newmanroofing.com.
All right, number one for me. If you were to have me list 100 things that would happen today and I would bet my life on, 99 of them would have come true. One would not have. For the first time in all the years that I've been coming here and doing the show out here, no Dom Tiberi.
Yeah, this is a rare first round.
I never would have seen it, never would have thought it possible. I would have bet my house, my life, all of it on it. No Tiberi. Now he tells me he's emceeing something for Jack. I'll take him at his word. Stunning development. Stunning.
We're pretty heavy tomorrow, so maybe there's no time for Dom.
Can you imagine if I do that to him? I'm like, sorry, buddy.
Throw it out there.
I can't work it.
Big time in us.
I don't have any time. We got
maybe put the shoe on the other foot.
Some big luminaries on. I'm sorry. Wish I had time. There's just no time for it.
The crowds out here are always great. Since I've been here, it's always the best crowds when the weather's the best. And so far this morning, I've clocked it 3 different block Ys. So a Youngstown State hat, a Youngstown State shirt, and I saw someone with a Youngstown State polo. So as my grandma would say, go Gwins to everybody out there.
First thing for me, and I wouldn't be able to go the whole show without saying, the first thing for me should be how jealous I am that you guys just get to hang out there all day and that I'm the only one stuck at the studio, but it's okay. I'll do this so all the listeners can listen to it. But the first thing for me actually is Jose Ramirez. He has been absolutely locked in against the Yankees this week. Obviously, the Guardians giving him back-to-back wins, but he's gone off for 6 hits, including 3 doubles in just the first game, and then a home run off Garrett Cole yesterday. He's now batting at the over 400 mark with double-digit homers, multiple doubles in Yankee Stadium. Jose just continuing to be the Yankee killer, which I absolutely love.
We talk a lot about like the Miles impact. Like Jose Ramirez, you're going to look back and go, oh my God, how did we have him for his whole career?
How did that happen where he was a Cleveland Indian / Guardian for the entire career?
Unbelievable. Number 2 for me. So I got a chance to talk to Jared Verse yesterday. He was up in Berea. Browns fans, look, I know there's going to be bitterness with the Miles thing. You can buy the jersey. Once it's officially as 8, buy the jersey. You're going to love this kid. Energy, alpha, leader, all of the things that you would want somebody that was acquired in exchange for Myles Garrett to be. Jared Verse is those things.
Second thing for me, I'll just piggyback on that. I cannot wrap my head around anybody not being thrilled for what the Browns got for Myles Garrett. Like the return, of course you want a bunch of draft picks, but just Jared Verse being an instant impact and a guy who's 25. Biggest question is, can they sign him to a second contract? Look, if they can be competent this year, why not?
Yeah.
So this is always funny for me because this is the time of the year. As a Browns fan, you get hope. And just wake me up in September, I guess.
Second thing for me here, and going off the same realm as y'all, is how much fun it is being a Cleveland sports fan. And sometimes it is, sometimes it isn't. But I will say there is always drama with the Cavs, the Guardians, and the Browns. For the Guardians, they are just consistency as it is. They're going to make a lot of moves that you probably don't like at the moment, but they will work out. For the Cavs, they're willing to spend as much money to be a contender every single year. And the Browns, the dysfunction, but they are always trying. It's unbelievable how many trades and moves they make just out of one small city.
Number 3 for me. So we are about ready to do a cocktail tasting here that's going to go up on social.
Oh, boy.
My 14 and 12-year-old, I've been kind of monitoring them on Life 360 or whatever it is. It looks like they've walked the whole course. It looks like they've done it this morning. So I basically let them roam here. They've stayed out of any sort of holding cells
No trouble.
or anything like that. No trouble. None yet. But I am about to do the antithesis of anything my wife would want. Let your kids run free unsupervised for 3 hours and then go drink by yourself.
This is going to be a scene.
Yeah, that's right.
Final thing for me. So thanks all to it takes really a team to make this event happen.
Yep.
So everybody in promotions, Scotty Vegas, Jen, you have new Bobcat alum Jake out here early, our digital staff, Alexi, Tyler, running around going to help us with Muirfield Village Cocktails, Fish for being out here all weekend, Meredith for joining us. We don't do this without the support that we have, and all 275 of you that were in the YouTube chat today, thank you as well. Please join us tomorrow.
Yeah, we'll be here.
If you're coming out, we'll give hugs. Or I will. I won't speak for you. Okay.
There will be some sort of a screening process for me.
Fist bumps.
Final thing for me, Rothman and Ice coming up next. The fun does not stop out at the Muirfield.
No, it does not. You have that to look forward to, which is nice. It's a general and AR?
Mm-hmm.
Both of them? Oh, what joy. You have that to look forward to. We will be back here tomorrow from round 2 at Jack's Place, Bishop and Friends, right here on The Fan.
Catch the latest from the world of Ohio State athletics. Weeknights at 6 on The Buckeye Show. News